We're going on a trip in our favorite land ship, zooming across the land, Rhodes Island. What's up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G. Welcome back. And today, we're going to try and conclude the Babel event. And I'm both very anxious and very scared for this, because this is part of the story that is going to be very, very tumultuous and very sad, and there's a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of emotion that will be felt here, and a lot of heartbreak. And it's one of those things where just thinking about it gets me a little choked up, but I'm excited to see it through, to know the history, and to be able to continue from here with the knowledge going forward of what truly happened. So let's go ahead, jump right in and get started. Let's try and get this event finished up and tell that story to all of you as well. Let's get started. Ooh, alrighty, here we go. I've got lots to drink beside me. I'm feeling even better today than I did before. We have BB 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I believe, of course, the epilogue, but I believe there's one more story that may come after this one. BBST, so let's go in though. Let's see what we can do. Enable administrator level encryption. Image number 0018 admin. Activating recorder. Beginning video record. While I slept, the ruins of our homeland nurtured new life. Originium is what guides their development, reshaping the life forms from Talos 2 to have a similar appearance to us. I am rather fortunate. I've been able to leap across the millennia to communicate with them. I have even considered myself one of the people of this land for a time, experiencing their past and future. But in the end, I am not of here. I have even begun to feel uneasy about Teresa's efforts. If the Originium project ends in failure, no. Even if it is merely postponed for some time, Teresa, Calcit, even the future that I promised to Amia, the inhabitants of this planet, some of the few life forms known to us are but illusions that will break at the slightest touch. I've been lying to them and to myself for a very long time now. But how will I explain it to Calcit? Or to Teresa? Or Amia? Am I supposed to tell them that all the pain that they have been through is the key to their salvation, and they must stop fighting? That all of Terran civilization is a fleeting dream, and only by being assimilated into Originium will we have the opportunity to avert our fate? Seeing the lives of those they call the infected dissipate like smoke brings pain to my heart. It has long been a common sight on Terra, but it always marks the end of life, sorrowful and cruel. It has been too long since I've heard a voice full of life. I can't just see them as unexpected sparks. But what I see cannot be called a warrior's death. Rather, they have given in to the Originium's assimilation, passing through death to join the assimilated universe, a chance where life can break through the deepest darkness. Should I bow in silence at their deaths? Or should I quietly rejoice at the smooth progression of the project? It is for this reason that Teresa dedicates herself to her research. Calcit, or AMA-10, has also chosen to believe in the potential of Terra, chosen to resist Originium and put an end to war. But what about me? The Originium project was built upon the efforts of countless generations, and in that time, billions of our compatriots have died, all in exchange for a mere 10,000 years that I have spent waiting and waiting. And now, the flint and tinder are in my hands. After all the long years, how could I abandon it? Because Terra has left me pleasantly surprised in a few short years? Because of the choices that Teresa and Calcit made? Even if Amia has moved me to compassion, would I not have been the selfish one all along? They awakened me to be their salvation, but in truth, I am destined to bring them to annihilation. They awakened me, their destroyer, as if I was their savior. As if I were. Amia. Calcit. What should I do? Priestess. What should I do? Perhaps I should reveal everything to Calcit and Teresa. Virginium has led them down roughly the correct path. Arrogant though it may be, this has been sufficient for these souls to perform a new kind of miracle. Perhaps I must re-examine Teresa and Calcit's plan. Babel's research has proceeded faster than expected. The Terra's political structure is rather primitive, and Babel does not yet have the ability to transcend the barriers of race and nation so that it may represent Terra as a whole. Believe in Terra. Believe in the people to build their own future. Carry on with the project. At least the vestiges of those who came before can live on with Originium. Believe in her. Stop her. Oh, wow. Well, how could I ever blame you? I understand your dilemma. Our debates are far beyond what those little life forms known as humans could participate in. But this is the only way. You and I both know that much. If perhaps we still have time before its return, we can envision things together, achieve them together. Describe anything and everything within the boundaries of the universe together. I hope that in those fragile moments, you will always stand by my side. You will, won't you? That concludes my report, Your Highness. The military commission seems to be certain we will retake Region C810's village and supplies, but by building an outpost there, they have already fallen into a trap. There are, however, some officers who have begun to use tactics completely different from Manfred's. This is highly irregular. Our spies have reported seeing Nashorers enter the troops' camp. Salem. What does the doctor make of it? The doctor believes that no matter how the Sarkaz god of war intends to participate in this conflict, our arrangements will be thrown into complete disarray. What about you? Everyone is well aware that many members of the royal court have always favored the military commission, which advocates for reprisals and violence. But on account of certain restrictions, ones that you might even call rules of convention, none of them are willing to participate in the civil war. If the sovereigns were to decide to wage war upon us in Kazdel, the Sarkaz who have not yet returned would once more be unable to find Babel on the map. Practically speaking, if the court sides against us, the military gap will be concerning. Plus, those that support us are, for the most part, not warriors or soldiers. For many of our troops, this is the first time they have ever held a weapon. This is why I must speak my mind. No matter how you look at the facts, our situation is changing dramatically. I understand. Keep monitoring the Nasher court. If Nez Salem is no longer holding back, then Dukariel is likely to act as well. For 3 weeks in a row, the Rose Riverbank has no ships. The Rose Riverbank is a most excellent spy network. They're able to deceive anyone they so wish except for their sovereign lord. Tell them to pull out immediately. Leave Kazdo if they must. Lie low in other lands. It will be done. I'll take my leave then, Highness. The Royal Court. They possess the most direct capacity to use force. Nez Salem only agreed to hand over command because he was promised a war that would reshape the land. Although rather troublesome, it is a challenge that we would have had to face sooner or later, if we were to achieve all that we hope for. Babel does not blindly reject violence. It is clear to us all that if necessary, we must use force to defend our beliefs. But this also means that the Sarkaz will further devour themselves, venting the hate they hold for the land by setting themselves ablaze. It will mean the end of us. Defeating the military commission will not solve all of our problems. We must give closure to the Sarkaz who have grown up knowing only hatred and suffering in other regards as well. As for Oripethy and Originium, we... Please, enter. Your Highness. Inez! Who are you? Your wounds have not fully healed, Ascalon. There's no need for you to make your report in person. I've recovered. Besides, this is top priority. Peter's team has successfully intercepted a witchcraft decoder. The doctor has already begun deciphering our enemy's codes. I believe we should see results soon. Is that so? Enos, W. You've done very well. Thank you, Your Highness. I hope we'll crack your enemy's comms as quickly as possible so we can plan our next ops. Where's your captain, by the way? Odor took a few flesh wounds, nothing too serious. He's getting treated in the infirmary right now. If that is the case, then I will not waste your time. Go to him. Of course. Thank you kindly, Highness. W? Yeah? Go to Hoderer. Oh, Right, got it. Guess he still ain't dead. Oh my. If that is all, Your Highness, I have other business. That reminds me. I still haven't thought of a real name for the girl, have I? Man. 1093, winter. Weather? Rainy. Kasdo border. Kasdo. Doctor listens to the pitter-patter of the rain on the leaves. Eyes closed. Drip, drop. The doctor's heart rages, filled with torment. Foul beast cries out in the distance. Answer my questions or die here. Ask away. Are you betraying Babel? I've never been a Babel member, but I've also never abandoned them to face their struggles alone. Why have you come to me? I have a request. I will not speak to a myth with no name, evil spirit. Who are you? Doctor. We're just going to leave that as that. Theresus lowers his weapon, the rain falling from the corners of his eyes onto the earth. He does not look at the one who invited him to this clandestine meeting, instead gazing upwards at the colossal statues of the so-called heroes, statues raised to commemorate the founding of the nomadic city of Kasdo by a pair of twins. Even after 100 years, his stone self still stands, sword drawn, by her side, despite the best efforts of catastrophe and storm. Not long after she had crushed the rebellion that sought to destroy the new city, the joyful people of Kasdo invited us to witness the unveiling of these two statues. Heroes. They were to watch over the border we had marked with our town, with our own two hands for generations to come, warning our foes, welcoming our friends. I once swore an oath to her below my statue. My sword would behead all who stand against her. Doctor stares at the statue of Theresus, gaze unbreaking. Does the military commission not stand against her? No. There is no part of Kasdo that has truly risen up against her. Her foe is me and me alone. And what of you? Theresus looks at the figure before him, rainwater gathering at the hem of a long hooded coat, rhythmically dripping onto the ground. The shallow puddles below ripple as falling drops strike them. You ought to remember that most Sarkaz who once lived here have long since died, lost to history. There are only a handful left who know how to find this space. You came here on foot. How far have you walked? Very far. You've broken the witchcraft cipher created by Manfred's team that he's so proud of. I did that a long time ago. I just never told anybody. Even Teresa believed that I began my work recently, meaning I'm in possession of nearly all the military commission's battle plans. So I created this opportunity to meet with you, alone. You're confident that I would not kill the strategist who poses the greatest threat? I'm confident that what I'm about to offer is worth enough that you wouldn't. Technology that can control Originium. How far can you go under so much pressure from Victoria? How do you plan to completely change the Sarkaz, and even this entire land? I can give you the answer you need. You are a boastful one. So what is it you wish of me to do, evil spirit? Destroy Babel. Scatter her followers. Let Teresa in on your plans. Unify the Sarkaz under a Kasdo ruled by the military commission. The doctor has imagined the motions that speaking these words would incite many times over. Destroy Babel. Only a sense of relief came over the doctor. The doctor stares at the statue of Teresa, unmoving, without the slightest hint of emotion. She and I have never relied on the charity of our enemies in the course of leading Kasdo to where it stands today. It is true that this war will only end with the decisive defeat of one of us, but you should not be the one to propose it. Seed, tell me more of why you would make this request, evil spirit of an age long gone. You already know. There are no surprises here. Considering the near 200 years you and Teresa spent working together, you should be able to guess. I seek the expansion of Originium. Babel's struggles will only prolong the dying gasps of this land, Theresis. No matter if you resist or accept it, Originium will take on myriad forms, drawing all of civilization into her embrace. Have you ever looked up at the sky? Beyond that sky, far beyond the twin moons, there is a place that we would once return to, where we would sleep peacefully. But I'm the only one left here speaking with you. In the course of the Sarkaz's eternal search, the remains of the dead gods to fend off your enemies. Have you ever wondered, why did those gods die? The rain intensifies. Doctor draws tight that trademark hood and stands below the towering statues. The shadows of the statues envelop the doctor, making this figure seem even more insignificant. Risa suddenly feels that the one standing before him in the rain is even harder to read than before. The burden I bear is greater than the future of the Sarkaz. If I must destroy some things to create a ladder I hope for. I will do it. It's all I can do. I already hesitated for far too long. Destroy some things to create a ladder. You speak lightly of sacrifice. Nothing light here, Theresis. Believe me when I say, you couldn't even conceive of what I've been through. Where do I see your sincerity for our cooperation? Is the shard not enough for you? Otherwise, even with the help of the Confessari, It is not. It is far from enough, evil spirit. It is only enough to spare your life, only enough to stop me, leader of the military commission, from killing a fated foe here and now. I require an even more direct means to advance this war to the next stage. If you wish for the Babel members to be spared, then so be it. The military commission promises you that as long as Babel concedes defeat and departs Kazdal, we will not exterminate those who desert or surrender. But you know what you must do in return. No, you can't. Who would have thought that the evil spirit who so roused the interest of the Nazir king would be such a coward? You can't both let Teresa live and allow the Babel members to leave safely. It's a total contradiction. Only with the destruction of Babel and the complete eradication of its members can Teresa leave for Londinium with me. Otherwise, it would merely be a case of the military commission quashing and dispersing yet another group of civilians, migrants, and pacifists. Even without my order, such things will happen naturally. Perhaps you believe that Teresa would be willing to step back and watch it before her eyes. She will not, and so she will resist. You know what I ask of you. If you truly wish to save the many who stand by your side, make them willingly admit defeat and surrender to me. Then slay their king. And then I will allow Babel to leave. As it collapses, it will no longer be considered a Sarkaz endeavor, and it will grow weak, drifting to the edges of civilization. Destroy some things to create a ladder, Doctor. You're right. There is nothing light about this. Excuse me. In your opinion, what is the meaning behind this civil war? What meaning would her death hold? Reclaiming our lands, rebuilding our homes, ending discrimination, and revitalizing our race. You will have heard these platitudes many times. They are too complex and yet too simple. Merely a small and pitiful species trying to grasp their fate. I see. In that case, I will tip the scales of destiny. Destroy Babel, divide them, weaken them. Allow them to return to their former lives so that they can know a moment of peace in their final century. That way, we don't have to kill Teresa. Or at the very least, we can minimize the loss of life. Fretting over violence serves only to stifle you. You understand the Sarkaz better than most. but perhaps still not well enough. I have a question myself, Doctor. Evil spirit of a bygone age, you who call yourself a giant, a god, a supreme creator, one who can dictate the fate of the Sarkaz. Are you the only one of your kind? I am. It is good to know. Go now without guilt, and do what you have decided to do. If you worry, there will be no one to tear you down from your lofty heights, or judge your sins. Don't. I will do it, evil spirit, until there are none left to toy with our fate. The doctor listens to the splashing of the puddles behind, the sound of footsteps fading into the distance. Theresis is gone, wishing to stay not a moment longer. Pale sunlight begins to seep through the gaps between the statues. The doctor cannot feel the slightest bit of warmth from it. The heroes continue to gaze into the distance. They do not look beneath their feet. There stands a figure who does not leave for a long, long time. Here we go.
What blocks the way, I will burn through. Follow me! Back in there! Let's begin.
Let's do that.
It is your tyrannies that fuel this flame. Got it. Shut up.
Anything outside the plan, I'll judge for myself.
Where do you wish to go? I
Attack.
am Dublin. I'll be careful.
Nice work. Alright, Exusia got them.
Solid position.
You can handle there. Help them clear.
They'll be sleeping. Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Please give your orders, Professor.
How soon
Let's
do
put
you
her
want them
there.
gone?
Just for S's and G's.
Awaiting orders. You can't stop me.
You want my opinion? Conviction will throw you off.
And he's toast.
It's safe here.
She got that one.
I'm prepared. Fear not the firelight.
They'll be sleeping with the fiends in no time.
Apple pie. Awaiting orders.
Still mulling things. Still soaking yourself in the past.
She'll take a chunk out of that one. I think I'm gonna
want my
move her
opinion?
though.
Got it.
Let her handle that.
Here. Spring breeze, timely rain.
Valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
If you're really incapable of settling, Awaiting orders. Cut them to pieces.
I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew.
Okay. I may not need to move Degenbreaker then. We'll see.
Unprepared your lives. Now, ignite.
Don't be afraid. We'll heal that wound in no time.
Beautiful. It's a little tougher than I expected.
Temperature stable.
You start hitting, Aya. We need that. Buki's going down, and I don't like that.
Hold resolute here.
Okay.
Awaiting orders.
Ready to move. And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
How soon do you want them gone?
No. This is not good. This is not good. We're gonna lose her. No. Stay alive, Degenbreaker. Stay alive just a little bit longer.
Things over, Dr. Perfectionist.
Let me use that special. We'll finish him.
Emotion is meaningless here.
Yes. Oh my god, that was so close. So close.
If your
Shoot.
rain clear skies for tuning, rain clouds for Guyu.
That was so close. Those beasts. I should have put her in the middle of them to begin with, but it is what it is. I love this music. It is so good. Man. She just... Oh. As soon as he moves down here, they're going to take care of him. Yeah. He's done.
Where do you wish this
There you go. Finish him.
You need repair.
He done.
Mission accomplished.
Early 1094. The nomadic city of Kasdel. Please wait, General! You were too impatient. But General, the Duke's envoy was almost ready to spit on... Did we get what we wanted? We got partial usage rights for the industrial area and the right across to the border. The right to cross the border. But did it have to be so humiliating? The Victorian Dukes have you at their beck and call, treating us Sarkaz like tamed beasts. This is not what our soldiers redeployed from the Civil War were promised, General. Is this not what all that we desired? Perhaps you would prefer the Victorians treat the Sarkaz as their greatest enemy from the beginning, banding together to face us. I understand. I know it's necessary for our enemies to think us weak, but many within our ranks feel this is terribly dishonorable. Did I promise them honor? Do the Sarkaz have honor in the eyes of the Victorians? You've been far too impetuous lately, Manfred. Dignity is of high import. You fight for the rights of your men, and thus do people respect you. Were these ordinary times, perhaps I too would commend you. But do you remember what we are here to do? We are preparing to steal the heart of a nation, to bring the greatest empire on this great land to its knees. Their prejudices have left them weak, and the Sarkaz are in the hungry. What we truly need is neither honor nor respect. I understand. Are your men prepared? Ready to depart at a moment's notice? Our people sent in advance to Londinium will support us. The final deadline for our arrival, as dictated by the Duke of Cavendish's request, is fast approaching. We can set out at any time. Good. Then we march to destroy Victoria. Have you been on duty this entire time? Yes, sir. Stand down for now. I wish to be alone for a while. Of course, sir. As the guards leave, Manfred takes out a wine glass he had placed to the side. Care for a drink? You never drank before. I still don't. But the General has ordered me to learn Victorian etiquette, all preparation for upcoming duty. I've learnt rather recently that every meal those nobles pair every meal with multiple kinds of wine, each requiring its own unique glass. Remember when we were young and the general led us to an ancient battlefield for swordplay? The night was cold, and only after the general made some soup did we realize we had nothing to hold it in. Thankfully, the battlefield was nothing short of spent shells, and we used those to fashion 4 cups. You, me, the general, and her highness carrying cups made out of shell casings while sitting in front of the fire. I remember, it was a peaceful night, just like this one. The frigid moonlight of late winter falls through the window. Manfred rests his hand upon his sword hilt that was equally as cold. The air is still, and the two of them can hear the other's heartbeat. You're going to Londinium tomorrow. I know you wish to see the general. And you couldn't, otherwise you wouldn't have come to see me. I gave up. I found that when I caught a glimpse of him from a distance, the first thought that came to my mind was that I should kill him there and then. Then you should applaud yourself for maintaining some reason. And so you decided to come to me. I heard you've improved your swordsmanship. Why don't we see for ourselves? I've never been able to best you. Don't beg for mercy before you've even fallen. There was the one time we fought in Her Highness's study. We knocked down an entire bookshelf and the general took our weapons away and made us tidy up the room within 30 minutes. I knew that you did it on purpose, wanting attention from their highnesses. Is that so? Ascalon hides herself away into the shadows in the blink of an eye. Another blink and Manfred feels a chill running across the side of his neck. He didn't have the time to draw his sword and fight back. He didn't have the time to even think about fighting back. Perhaps he was too tired. If I cut your neck here, at least there will be no need for you to die in Londinium. I could just throw your corpse into the furnace. It would spare many from dying on a distant battlefield in a foreign land. If you've made your decision, then kill me here. It will be your final chance. You've made yours, I see. The general says you lack conviction, but I don't think he is entirely correct. You shouldn't speak so much when someone has your life in their hands. It is only recently that I've realized I'm not as resolute as you. We have been brought to where we are by the invisible tides of fate. But ever since the day this war started, there is no going back for us. Then do your best to survive. I won't hold back next time. The silent assassin stows her blade up her sleeve, then slowly steps back into the shadows. Neither will I. Only this was our last meeting. I'm curious if that's going to be one of those stories where the fact that they keep coming together, they trained together, they grew up together, they lived together. Now they're fighting one another. Is destiny for them to kill each other. Though Manfred openly admits that Ascalon has beaten him every time, he's never bested her. Would that final time be the time that he does, or rather that they off each other in the very end? Or does different things happen? I don't know. We'll see. That's just a random musing. Rhodes Island of Babel, Castle. A cold wind scatters the thick clouds of late winter, allowing sunlight to peek through the gaps and spread out across the bridge of the ship. Down the stairs, Ascalon stands unmoving by a guardrail. She shuts her eyes tight, enjoying the fleeting warmth of the sunshine. Above the stairs, there is a clear rustling of cloth dragging against the ground. A shadow flit across the assassin's face, blocking out the rays of sunlight. Sorry, Ascalon. Did I disturb your rest? I thought I wouldn't make any sound if I took off my shoes. No, you are welcome at any time. The ground's cold. You should put your shoes back on, Your Highness. Nothing you wish to tell me, Ascalon? You mean the reason you returned to Casdell? It was my own decision. I thought you wouldn't agree, and I didn't know how to bring it up with Your Highness. Why would I not agree, Ascalon? Since it was your decision, I would trust your judgment. Did you manage to see them? Manfred and Theresis are both well. I can believe that. They're strong men. We should finish our preparations soon as well. The operation to retake Wis'adel isn't too far off now. Why does your brow seem even more furrowed than before? Our recent combat plans have been radical, and they've won us some battles too. Still, I've been feeling uneasy. Babel has changed a lot, especially... Yes? The doctor. The doctor has changed a lot too. Become more efficient, more clinical. It's like the doctor's now a machine that never makes mistakes. That's just what a commander should be, no? Why would that make you worry? We've got an incredible commander now, sure. But I think I trust the weirdo who kept falling off a burden beast more. It's now really the best time to attack Wis'adel, Your Highness. Your intuition has always been on the mark. You've had your worries too. Do you remember? We faced countless insurmountable odds over the years, but we've overcome them all. I believe that we can go through what comes next as well. We've always been in danger, yes. Babel carries the hopes of many, Ascalon. Faith has gotten us this far, and we cannot stop now. We have always been at a disadvantage against the military commission. Now, most of their forces have redeployed to Londinium. It is a one-of-a-kind opportunity. We have had no choice. We have no choice. I will be at your side, keeping you safe. No, Ascalon. In the future, you must go further afield to protect others. Relax for now, and bask in the sunlight for a moment. Your Highness. Oh, right. Remember to not always rest on your feet. If you're tired, you should go enjoy a nice nap in your room. I'll remember. Sunlight shines upon Ascalon's face once more. It is bright and warm, but the moment the shadow faded away, she suddenly felt some peculiar emotion flooding through her chest. At the time, she was unable to describe what it was. It dawned on her many years later on another sunny day. It was an unwillingness to part ways. I wonder if she felt in a way that was goodbye. Londinium, Victoria. Mercenaries! Message from His Grace the Duke. Storming Londinium like this was well done. Assemble in Central in an hour. You'll be reviewed there, then you'll receive your bounty. Hey, did you all get that? Yes, your orders have been received. Do let the Duke know on my behalf that we will be there on time. Sarkaz thank him for his generosity. Uppity devils. It could well be a rare fine day in Londinium, if it were not for the gun smoke filling the air. From atop the towering city walls, one can see the entire lay of this ancient city. The general, in his blood-stained uniform, says not a word, his gaze fixed on the great edifice in the center of the city. In the skies above Londinium, a dark cloud floats by.
Weaklings.
Well, that is -7. BB-8. Final countdown. Ooh, okay, this one's a little tough because this one gives us a new enemy that is a bit difficult to defeat. I might have a little bit of trouble with this, but we'll see. Spring 1094. Rhodes Island of Babel, Wis'adel. I knew you'd come, Ascalon. I'm the only one left. Indeed. After a few years here, you're the only one left out of everyone I knew. This upcoming mission of yours. In Londinium, you knew that already. To tell you the truth, I'm a little bit bothered by it. This isn't my first time going undercover, but it's the first time for me to step outside of Wis'adel. I heard you used to travel around for months. It's not the same as going to Victoria, though. You're going to be a sleeper agent in Theresis' mercenary army. When the time is right, you'll be provoking an armed rebellion. Will killing Theresis really solve our problems? No. The military commission is no longer reliant on any one strong man. This is exactly what Theresis wants, so the best way for you to accomplish your mission is to cause a disturbance at the right time. It'll sow doubts among the Victorian dukes, and they can do no dirty work. They could do the dirty work from now for you. Wow. Londinium is the heart of Victoria. They've got nowhere to run. The city will witness the downfall of the entire military commission. And then you guys will beat up the whole Nazir court and take back Kasdo, right? Still, Julie, you should... Oh, don't be like that. I've been undercover before. It's just, you know, having to fool both Theresis and the Victorians at the same time. I've barely met any feline who can do that. I've even been practicing my Victorian just for this. That's not what I meant. Never mind. Here, for you. What's this? My old clothes. My name's been sewn into the lining. Did Her Highness do this? Her Highness wanted to give this to you in person, but I don't want you two to meet at this moment. I would rather she not have to suffer too much. You know what I mean. You know that everyone involved in this plan is considered sacrificed already. Her Highness knows this. She wanted to say goodbye to you all in person, but that would only make it hard for her to sleep at night. So I lied to her. I told her you all left earlier than planned. I'm sorry, Julie. You might have wanted to meet Her Highness too. Julie does not reply. She strokes the name sewn into her clothes with linen, feeling its rough texture in silence. Julie. She remembers how Her Highness would teach them lessons. She's more used to killing people than learning things in a classroom, although she would doze off as she didn't understand a thing. She knew in her heart that everything Her Highness said was right, and that's why she has never raised a question in class. Who wouldn't want to see Her Highness one last time? I don't mind it's you who gives me this. I've learned a lot from you in these past few years, too. You're not thinking that you might be more qualified for this mission than I am, are you? No, I'm not. There were some people who actually mentioned you at the meeting earlier, but we all agreed that it's best if you stay in Kasdo with Her Highness. As for me, I've always been on my own, so I was the first to suggest. You could go and join Scout's team. I remember you had already applied for it. That was just because I wanted to learn everything I could from a hero, also that I could beat you one more time. We fight more or less in the same way. It's kind of a bummer leaving without having sparred enough with you. I really wouldn't be telling you all of this if it wasn't for the fact that I'm about to head off already. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Never expected my first time leaving home would also be my last. Also never expected the person sending me off would be the unsmiling, silent head assassin who's always standing by the king's side. Answer me honestly, Ascalon. What's it like out there, in the lands beyond Kasdo? Ascalon does not answer. It seems that Julie did not expect to receive one in the first place. Julie simply gets up and leaves at a languid pace, as though she was heading off to get a bottle of top-notch wine. Ascalon watches her as she walks off into the distance. She suddenly feels like there's something unfamiliar about Julie. The same feeling as if she were unable to recognize her own reflection in the mirror. Oh, this is one of the backgrounds used in, Where the Firelight casts. A few months later. Village on the outskirts of Londinium, Victoria. Come out already. There's no use hiding. I received the info while in the city that there's a squad heading off to Kasdo. That must be you lot, right? We've blocked off all the other roads out of this village. Don't even think about passing through me here. Not you. Look at your wounds and all. I doubt you could beat a civilian in a state like this. She shakes her sword with disdain, flicking off the blood on it. Maybe you're waiting for your buddies to come help you out. The others are all dead. As a doornail. All your friends are dead, so why does it feel like you're breathing a sigh of relief? Death is but a mercy, my friend. Who the hell are you guys? That does not matter. Your blade struck true. She hears the assassin break out in laughter under her blade. Only once he has finally stopped breathing does she peel off his mask. Julie freezes. She thinks hard for a long while before finally realizing the identity of the Sarkaz based on the marred birthmark by the corner of his eye. His portrait has been circulated around the Scar Market's Book of Bounties before. He had many aliases, but nobody knew what his real name was. He has been active for far too long enough to become the subject of boasts and quips from drunken mercenaries. but the 2 horns that marked his bloodline and identity have been cut clean off, leaving eternal scars on his head. Those other masked nutjobs willing to die for their cause, did they also like chopping their horns off? Did you need to go this far to muster enough courage to assassinate Her Highness? Was it because you had to bear steel against the King of Sarkaz, against one of the 6 heroes? Whatever, I can tell just by looking at you all that you haven't dealt with Her Highness Teresa before. Well, don't you worry, I'll burn away your faces. Sure, you'll be turned into some real stinky charcoal, but it beats being remembered as a sinner. You guys can't go back to Kazdal, and this is the only thing I can do to help you. To be honest, I don't think you and I are all that different. I can't go back to Kazdal either. Julie and her companions pile up the assassins' corpses, set the grisly pyramid alight, and set off in the direction of Londinium. The blaze behind them crackles. A thought suddenly pops in Julie's mind. The furnace in Kazdal doesn't sound like this. What was it like? She heard it all the time when she was little. Can't remember any of it. Tsit. Our elites have been deployed to all the key strategic points. Good. Listen up. There's a clear power gap between us and the military commission. Laying siege to Kazdal would have been an impossible operation. Thanks to the Duke of Cavendish's ultimatum, Theresis has marched to Londinium earlier than planned. Kazdal now only has some of the royal court factions aligned with the military commission to oversee it. He has almost abandoned the city. This has no doubt left both the civilians and remaining soldiers in disarray. Once the banner of the military commission falls, Her Highness Teresa will proclaim they have abandoned Kazdal, and in turn proclaim the liberation of Kazdal by Babel. This battle line will be formed by multiple points rather than an entire front. We must strike swiftly and precisely. Due to the disparity in military strength, almost every single one of our armed personnel who still heeds the command of Babel has been assigned to taking the city. Thus, the landship's defense will be relatively weak. Her Highness Teresa will remain on the landship to balance the situation. We will retain a suitable force to guard the ship too, under my personal command. Once the city gates of Kazdal have been broken open, and the path of the Soul Furnace has been made safe, Her Highness will meet the main army at full speed. We have 6 hours to storm the city, else the military commission will have the opportunity to organize a powerful counterattack. If that time comes, our weaker Babel forces will be exposed to danger. By the light of the setting sun, Babel will capture the furnace in the royal court's chamber, and the banner of Babel will rise with the moons. And when that time comes, ceasefire will resound across all Kazdal. I have faith that we will all succeed. Phew. Wonderful organization, Doctor. Just some big talk meant to boost morale. I'm sure Calcit and our experienced fighters can see right through it. Babel is going to take heavy losses. It's not quite Theresis' style, allowing so many flaws to get exposed. But I trust you, Doctor. I believe that with the price we must pay, we can take back Kazdal. Theresis is going to fight for the power he most craves in Londinium. If our assumptions are correct, once he tears apart that empire, he will set his sights back on this city. Is there no room for 2 Kazdals on this great land? Perhaps there is. But if we were to split our combined strength in 2, and we would not be able to resist the next invasion of our enemies. Moreover, while the city can always be rebuilt, what the Sarkaz have been truly failed to do for millennia is to unify. Even the military commissions failed to gather together all the surviving factions of the royal court. Are you wondering if things would be different if it was Theresis who wore the crown? No, they wouldn't. Sarkaz who'd come rushing into the city, escaping from wars and trying to feed themselves, would still band together and fight their king. To band together, such a simple and yet unimaginable way to put it. Indeed. According to Calcit's rough calculations, the population of Sarkaz currently living in Kazdal only constitutes 30 to 40% of all Sarkaz across Terra. A unification under the banner of hate would be effective yet short-lived. A unification under peace allows us to discuss development and our future. It is not that Theresis or the Sarkaz does not understand all this. It's just that the war broke out anyway. Even if we take Casdo back, Doctor, perhaps this war will still go on. But maybe it will do for now. After our victory, I'd like you to take a look around the city. It is my home, and the home of many Babel members. It is also Calcit's home. You have fought for Babel for so long, yet you have never set foot in the homeland of our memories. I haven't been a very good host in this deal of ours, have I, Doctor? See how the soul furnace brings light and heat to Casdo, the city built on our pain. And you might see why we are so greedy in our desire for a peaceful tomorrow. I will. Outskirts of an abandoned town, Casdo. How are things in town, Oda? We're still pursuing the remaining mercenaries. They are pretty much all holed up inside some abandoned buildings. I'm afraid it'll take a while to root them all out. Don't be reckless. Pay attention to the time and don't forget what the doctor said. Our objective is to clear the flanks, then regroup on the battlefront ASAP. I know. If not for the doctor's contingency plan, we most likely would have been gotten by that ambush of theirs. But something strange in this. It's clear that this town's right in the path of the catastrophe. So why would this gang of mercs risk ambushing us here? I'm still investigating that myself. We just need to find their leader then, Ascalon. Although I can't guarantee that they'll have the answers we need. I know. Stay safe. Catastrophe. Its brutal winds batter Ascalon. Faint blasts from the horizon distract her, as though they are reminding her. We are destined to walk along this path. Scar-Eye, right? It's you. Yep, this is flashing back to that scene at the very beginning of the event. Long time no see. You've grown, Ascalon. You really have toughened yourself up on the battlefield over the last few years. I assumed you would have joined that man in huddling behind Londinium's walls like a coward. Me? Follow the Regent? I'm afraid you've got that wrong, Ascalon. Mercenaries never follow anyone. All we care about is profit. Here in Casdo, the only thing that helps you earn that profit is violence. Lucky for us that we have the knack of sniffing it out. Naturally, I am happy to help everyone see what prospects might show up on this list of jobs in a suitable manner. After all, the Scar market never makes wrong investment decisions. Ascalon's sleeve blade stabs at the giant's back, only to find his hand blocking the attack. It seems that his hand has been there all along. No movement is detected. If he thought that you could stop us yourself, then I'm afraid that he's living in a fantasy. Wrong again, Ascalon. The mercenaries are here because of the Regent's commission, yes. And it's none of my business. But have you ever wondered why I am here? I'm here to see you, Ascalon. A completely unrelated matter. Ascalon, the town! Another ambush! Oda! I didn't say you could leave, Ascalon. The moment those people stepped into that town, their fates were sealed. You can't save them. Do you still remember the first time we met? We're already at the confluence of fate. Here, I see a rather abrupt ending. I've always wondered, could I change that ending? Perhaps I could dredge up a stone from the rough rapids of destiny and place it wherever I want to see what ripples would arise that should not exist in the first place. Could the Cyclopses control prophecy? Get lost, or die. Already told you, there's no need to try for any surprise attacks. I can see them coming. Theresis has taught me many things, but there is only one thing I remember clear as crystal. Blade in my hand can solve most of my problems. Scar-Eye, can you see nothingness? Thick mist, mingled with dust, spreads across the area. Everything is indistinct. The assassin's figure gradually becomes a blur in the fog. Doesn't matter if it's fate or prophecy. I've had enough of your tricks. You believe you could see beyond time. You believe you can rely on fate to guide you to your profit. But you're nothing more than an addict playing at fortune teller in the end, Scar-Eye. Ascalon's voice fades away. The giant's ears only hear the wind. The giant's eyes only see the mist. Strange. Even though he could see 100 different ways of his own death whenever he wakes up now, he sees none. Crack. His mask shatters. His eyes had been hidden beneath that mask for nearly a century. He doesn't need them to see reality. Too many people, too many things, all unworthy of his sight. And as the evening light rushes into the cracks on his mask, seeping into his excited, dilated pupils. Do you see your death now? No. He sees a precipice. The rapid waters of the confluence of fate are flowing over it. Before we continue this fight, Ascalon, allow me to give you a prophecy, free of charge. A story. Well, here we go. This is going to be rough. This is a tough stage.
Remember, our purpose is not violence itself, but rather the victory it brings. Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Okay. Need her out next. There.
Create a diversion.
Please, trust in me.
Yeah. 19, 20, 21. Shu goes out here.
A word I've not heard in a long,
Dagonbreaker and
long
Aya
time.
is how I put this on the other side here. But I had Texas the Omertosa. I was dropping her in on this guy.
I wasn't. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
I'm going to use her there and start trying to generate some DP so I can get the others out.
I'll be careful.
Got it. Shut up.
Ooh. I should be
Ready
alright.
to move.
I can't use him. He's not ready to attack.
You can go do
Dagonbreaker.
something else.
Where do you wish to put your lives?
Put her there.
United.
Probably not going to work at all, but try and put her there because fighting this guy is going to be a
Awaiting
pain.
orders. Shut up.
You want my opinion?
They'll be sleep. And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
Finish him, Exousia. Come on. There we go. Beautiful.
If you're really in Cape Clear skies for tuning.
Oh, yeah, he took her out real quick. Right away. I don't like that. 20, 21, 22, and he's the last enemy, so... It's gonna be rough. I may not beat him. I don't know. We'll see.
You want my opinion?
They'll be sleeping. This hunt has dragged on for too long.
Damn, I'm not gonna be able to get him.
Please give you watch out for fires.
Well, she's hurting him. Step in a little
You
closer,
want my
buddy.
opinion? Still mulling things over, Dr. Perfectionist?
Nope, I'm not gonna get him. I wonder if we can... I wonder if we can if we can go back and retry that, if I'd be able to block him a little earlier somehow. But I need somebody as fast redeploy that I could drop in and just block him to get people to attack. That's how I did it before. The thing is, Texas Omertosa did a lot of damage against him for me. And I don't have anybody that can do that. So I need either somebody with a lot of like quick or freezing type stuff, like maybe Project Red would work because you could drop her in, she's quick, but she does that thing where like she instantly activates her skill and it kind of freezes the enemy in a similar way as Texas. So maybe she'll work just to give me that thing, because you cannot attack him until, you know, until he's blocked by somebody. The trouble with that is, you know, obviously the trouble with that is the fact that he's so strong. He kills your operators really, really quick. So maybe instead of Ami at the bottom as well, where I did at the end there, like Shu may have been able to hold him off a little better using her skill, but also having a medic there. So I may, instead of Ami, throw like Hibiscus down there pointing upward, or, you know, Telopsis, but I'm gonna have to replace one of them with my fast redeploy to make this work. All right, someplace in the wilderness, Kasdal. We'll do the story first, and then we'll go back and replay that before we continue on. Prophecy. As if this could be called prophecy. Ascalon did not kill me. What has been spoken still requires discernment. What has been discerned can still be altered. The essence of prophetic arts is merely conjecture and calculation. No wonder there is no destiny that can't be defied. Cyclops' cord is nothing more than a big sick joke. That hurts. I didn't die under Ascalon's blade. This isn't what I prophesized. Then maybe she's the one who should have died. She's bound to come confirm that I'm dead. When that happens, you lot can nail down her shadow and rip her to shreds. She's wounded too. I didn't get all beaten up for nothing after all. What are you guys doing? You're aiming at me? Really? Who bought you off? Nobody, boss. It's just a good opportunity to get a promotion. An opportunity. I see. Babel's entered the city, and you could take my head to curry favor with them. If Babel loses, you can always go back to the Scar Market. Nothing to lose. Scar Eye silently looks at the soldiers he set up for the ambush himself. The wind sweeps past, carrying the faint scent of his blood. It's a good plan, fellas. Fate did not kill him. He made it. He had reversed a prophecy. And then he died atop a stage of his own making. Weird. At least he kind of chose his own fate in a way, but... Londinium Victoria. And this is that other scene from the beginning, isn't it? The huge palace complex situated in the center of Londinium is always too quiet. The Rhesus disdains the apathetic nobles who live within. He only respects those who put their lives on the line to fight a way out and come up to him. Even if the swords they raise are pointed at Theresus himself. Showing mercy to your enemy will only result in your own death, Manfred. Do not repeat that mistake again. Forgive me, General. I thought... Focus on the enemy. It seems these traitors have been sharpening their blades for this ambush for a while now. They have stirred the hearts of Victorians. We're the only ones who can extinguish the rebellion now. The time he murmurs his covert orders, a group of silent figures are already appearing on the chaotic battlefield, like a passing gale rattling the raindrops in a storm. Stand back. Handle these guys. Julie, you and the rest keep going. Got it. Don't even think of getting close to the General. No need to rush. It'll be your turn soon. I have the General's guard, Captain Assassin. Then you're gonna want to hold your sword tight. An inconspicuous arc sweeps past Julie's eyes. A chill runs through her spine. Her body stiffens. She thinks of the day that she saw Her Highness in the Scar Market. At the time, she did not even dare to raise her sword. Enough, Manfred. General. They've come to me in search of an honorable death, not mercy. They're using their lives to show me the future as they see it. You're in a race. She is facing countless threats in Kasdal, just as we are here. Such a race only ends with my life or hers. I will give you a chance. Come, Deathmongers. Kill me. Do not disappoint Teresa. 2 hours, 7 minutes, 21 seconds. Countdown. Shatter. It's Logos! The gates have fallen! They're about to come through! Countdown. 1 hour, 33 minutes, 48 seconds. Notify all operations within the city to disarm the patrolling troops. The defenses in the city are weak. It's pretty much just the military commission's defense forces. We'll strike at them before they can regroup. Move fast! Even if both sides are trying to prevent the battle from spreading into the city, this is still rather irregular. Send all our intelligence back to the doctor. All operating teams, quicken your pace and stay vigilant at all times. Take down the military commission's flag in the plaza and tune our radio into all frequencies in the city. Countdown. 49 minutes, 59 seconds. Prepare for the Landship's connection. We want to let Her Highness and the others enter the region that we control ASAP. So contact Ascalon's team and tell them to rendezvous quickly. 3 teams have already completed their deployments ahead of schedule. Where to next, Dr. Tsit? The former site of Babel. Babel's flag has not been raised there for many years. Tsit walks along the street. She's still familiar with the route to Babel's offices. The Sarkaz on the street quietly move about, climbing as high as they can on the surrounding buildings, gazing at the same ruins within the city. Flag that has not been seen in Kasdal for many years slowly rises. Babel has returned. Just latest reports show we managed to completely clear 5 main roads. If everything is going according to plan, Tsit should have seen the fires of the Soul Furnace by now. Kasdal's defenses are all but crippled, Doctor. We can board the city now. Good. But the military commission will not give up on Kasdal. If we want complete control of the city, we still need a bit more time. By then, we might not be able to completely avert the destruction of Kasdal's center city. Wait. I felt them. What? They're still here, but they have no intention of aiding anyone. It seems that some arrogant bystanders have joined our battle. Teresa. I also feel enemies. Ordinary ones. Their souls burn with killing intent. Sorrow, misery, and determination. The military commission's assassins. They intended to use the city as bait all along so they can inflict heavy damage on Babel's headquarters. This was also within my calculations, but this time there is no wagering or planning our way out of this. We must defeat the assassins, then return to our city. I will go control the Landship's defense systems and mount a defense. Go, Doctor. We need not bring another fight into the city, not as it bathes in the twilight afterglow. Countdown. 22 minutes, 48 seconds. Closure, have you made contact with the Landship? Still no response. I'm still overriding the city's broadcast power settings and trying to expand its range. Maybe the Landship's comms have a temporary malfunction. I'm doing my best to bring it back online. Countdown. 12 minutes, 57 seconds. I sense something peculiar, Dr. Tsit. My mother, she's prepared incantations for every person dear to her heart. When they pass away, an elegy will play in our minds. I'm still in good health at present, but Tsit suddenly feels her blood run cold. Even if Babel can capture Kasdal, it is bound to suffer grave losses. Theresis was right, they can't unite. The division of the Sarkaz will be the new norm. Even given a long time, the Sarkaz are unable to go from a weak community to a world leader. Most importantly, I pointed out another path to Theresis. His plans in Londinium will have a greater chance of success if the Sarkaz corrupt the land with Originium and destroy their enemies. Isn't this a good thing? Such a determined race is now our followers. They will become the first brilliant bloodstain on the curtain of Originium as it spreads. That's right. We have no need to destroy them. No need to kill her. I should use the Civilite Eterna. I should try to guide its hidden functions. And then I wouldn't need to... Searching internal array. Administrator permissions found. Verified. Valid permissions. Welcome, Doctor. Entering shipwide defense system. Please confirm subsequent operation. Should I really let Babel continue their actions at this point? Am I really going to renounce the sacrifices of billions of our people in the distant past? Renounce their flesh and blood, ballads and songs, renounce the spark that they have waited for 10,000 years. Renounce the Originium project, all for a race who doesn't even know what the barrier is. If for the sake of Terra, Originium was stopped, if Teresa truly succeeds, then what have we been waiting for during the 10,000 years? Teresa and the races of Terra, do they really not have even the slightest chance of success? They do not. How could I be so naive as to believe that? They are disunited, narrow-minded, undeveloped, an accident of life, a fortunate survival. That's all. All lives have the right to believe in their own hopes. But we have no time left. It is right in front of us. Doctor? Doctor, can you hear me? It's strange. There are some peculiarities in the doctor's emotions. Intense and shadowed. Doctor, what exactly... Look. There's the fiery light from the torn-apart portal, like a smoldering gash across the sky. Only after centuries will it dissipate into nothingness. The stars are leaving from where we stand, like leaves trembling in the night. Yet that ship from Talos II still arrived at these rubble-strewn ruins. That is life. That is what we lost after our final day. That is the ancient ode to dispel any darkness. To this day, we still do not understand how life appeared in this vast sea of stars. But I think we should sing the praises of all that lives and sing our own praises as well. Originium is our song, the melody we offer to those who come after. Meddling with the evolution of civilization is arrogance, but I had no other choice. I have reneged on my promise. I have betrayed she who waited within time itself. It is because of the love I felt, love for life, for existence. Love is eternally pure. It leaves me unthinking. Calcit, learn to love. Learn to believe. You have to think. Go and lead. Go and face the rolling stones that will fall down the hills, screaming as they go. But in the end, I believe that you can learn to love. It is eternally pure. It is the child of every breathing creature. It is our nature. Go, Calcit. Go see your surroundings, and see what lies by the most distant of mountains. Go seek what forms existence takes. I must go back. She had once taught me everything. Once explored everything with fervor. She has changed. She will not give me much time to act of my own accord. May we meet again next time. We will meet again, Calcit. I believe in them. I believe in you, Calcit. Calcit, I do not have much time left. Search for traces of life. Search for hope and a future. Calcit, find your own answer. Find yourself. Are you sure you want to disable the shipwide defense system? So many thoughts. Sure. Restart boarding ID verification selected. Confirmed. Restart shipwide communications modules selected. Confirmed. Loading. Countdown has reached 0. Fluorescence of the control panel reflects off the doctor's mask. As the screen shuts down, the face beneath the mask is shrouded in darkness again. How would you describe those who would pay any price to defend their people? Some would call them heroes, some would call them legends. Such titles best take root in times of widespread war. As a short era of peace begins in the space of a night, those living legends will all be relegated to the land of stories and tales. The children who hear such tales will ask, why have all the people who bear such grand titles disappeared? Because they chose to stay in the past. They have seen through their duty, and the new era they founded has no place for them. Legends are forgotten, heroes pass out of memory, and death arrives as it always does. None can escape it. Duty spurs a hero to write an answer with death. To tread a muddy road. That is our fate. (1086), the eve of Babel's departure from Kasdal. That was when they first left. Perhaps after many years, those who were left behind and vanished after we built our home will join us in our causes. They will bear a name racked with infamy and settle this debate for us. Perhaps. The twins stand shoulder to shoulder. By means of the memory stored within the Black Crown, they walk along the battlefield of yesteryear, just as it was in the past. The two mixed-blood Sarkaz step off the king's collapsed chariot, walking toward the battle. Walking toward the future. So this is where we part ways. It is. Here where we join hands to change Kasdal, we part. Even though you have been their king for so many years at times, you are as you were back then. Back when we were still young. I would often prick my fingers as I was sewing, staining the robes I would sell. Do you remember? Yes. At the time, you were still a gloomy recruit, not allowed to wield a real sword, always dreaming of becoming a soldier of Kasdal one day. I, for my part, still did not understand why we had to hide wherever we went. Then came the day that the royal court took note of my work, and I got to meet Elise. During that meeting, I summoned my courage to ask the King of Sarkaz, where does our future lie? He had no answer, only bidding me to leave. Only once I saw our defeated troops return to their homeland in ruins did I finally understand. The answer I sought could not be found in other lands but here, in Kasdal. Kasdal will only return to glory when one of us is gone. The one who is destined to lose is you. Must you persist with this, Teresa? There are many by my side who support me. Most Sarkaz who have suffered oppression and humiliation chose rebellion, choose rebellion and violence. No matter if those who remain wish it or not, they will eventually be swept along by the tides and drawn into wars. But our generation must do something. I do not wish for this hatred in my hand to pass on to the next, where it will continue to fester and grow anew. Even if I cannot change the future, the hope that will ignite the spark must be carried forward. I too must take charge of those who follow me. Cries answering the war do not come solely from Kasdal. There's no place for us anywhere in these lands. All I can do is give them a push. So I will stay here. I choose to stay in the past, where the new generation of Sarkaz will one day look back. Just like you.
A few of them got through.
Well, we'll take care of that, Texas. So we're gonna go back, and we're gonna try and beat that. I thought there was another story bit in here, but I guess I'm wrong. Alright. Let's go redo this, and let's replace... What's her range? She's down there. Yeah, she's not gonna cover, so let's replace Telopsis temporarily. And let's go for a fast redeploy. That would be all right, but you know what? Let's go. Let's try red.
Infiltration successful.
Let's try red and see how that works. Just to block him and let people attack him.
We can take care of ourselves, Professor. You just focus on giving orders.
$13, $14. Exu, get out there.
Follow me!
Just out of curiosity.
No way out.
What's red do? Nothing. That's alright. That was just a test run for right here. But she's really quick. So
Ready to move. Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Your lives are mine to protect.
a little bit of damage on him there from that. 19, 20, 21. But shoe there.
Breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
Draw swords.
Branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
I'll be careful.
Death is in my eyes.
That blocked him temporarily.
Shut up.
How soon do you want them gone?
Where do you wish to put this endless burn? You needn't care.
It's safe here! Please give your orders, Professor.
Still mulling things over, the conviction will throw you off pace.
Professor? Professor? How's that?
We're activating it, even though I don't want
Rhodes is
to.
dealing with the fiends in no time.
Please give your orders, Professor.
Ready to move. And what purpose do you think you're sacrificing?
Cut them to pieces.
If you'll really sow the mountains when summer leaves the white
Got a lot of
dew.
damage on him there. That
See the
worked.
flames when
She was
equinox
hitting him with that
russet
range.
hue.
Okay, that worked
Don't be
beautifully.
afraid.
Okay, okay. 18, 20, 21, 22,
Awaiting orders.
and he is 23. So we're gonna plant her here.
Light holds resolute here.
And we need to get Pookie out there.
I'm prepared.
So we're gonna put her here.
You want my opinion? Still soaking yourself in the
Lemon.
past? Still mulling things over, Dr. Perfectionist?
No way out for you.
It's alright. That's alright. We can't use that there. That's weird. I'll keep plopping red in there just to be an ass.
Doctor, please.
Alright, keep your skill activated.
Apple pie.
Keep that. Pull on him. There we go.
Ready to move. And what purpose do you think
That's
your
doing damage.
sacrifice
That's doing
will
damage. Okay. Okay, this may have been what I needed after all. Get ready.
I
Shoo.
wasn't supposed to act, but
Use your skill.
I plant
Beautiful.
you into the soil to grow anew.
Yo, whoa, what? Since when did he do that? That's ridiculous. Okay. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. That was some BS. Okay, we're gonna try it one more time before we just move on, just to continue, but that one's rough. Okay. Okay.
Reap not what's sown by malice.
Anything outside the plan? I'll judge for myself.
$11, $12, $13, $14.
Let me create a diversion.
in my eyes.
Stunned him for a second. But every little bit is gonna help here. $19, $20, $21. Shoot out.
A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Rock and roll!
If you're really incapable, I'll plant you into the soil to grow a...
This hunt has dragged on for too long.
I'll be careful.
From shadows.
That didn't cause him to open up at all.
Draw swords.
Let's put her there because we need her now.
You can go do something else.
Professor? Temperature stable.
Got it. You can't stop me.
There we go.
Where do you wish to begin to the firelight?
You want my opinion? Still soaking yourself in the past?
They'll be sleeping with the fiends. Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Awaiting orders.
No way out. Branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds
Okay.
and ruins bloom fields.
Oh, no, 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 no. We screwed that up there. Okay, we screwed that up. We gotta restart that one. Darn it.
Hold my hand tight and your breath with it. What comes
Yeah, I
next
got-
might be a little
I
disorienting.
screwed up there.
but Press
Okay.
on.
Wonder. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Let's try this again.
Operation commencing.
This is going to seem a little dumb, but I'm going to use her here.
Follow me.
Why does he not take damage there? That's weird. Okay. I've never seen that before.
My blade.
I've never
Not
seen that before. That's odd.
Enough.
All right. Try that again.
What blocks the way?
I could use red. I want to put her there.
Are mine to protect.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Let me create a diversion.
Where do you wish this embers burn? You needn't bear.
Ooh.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. If you're really incapable of settling, branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
begin.
Where do you wish to go?
From shadows.
They'll be sleeping with. Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Awaiting orders. You can't stop me.
I'm prepared for your lives. Now, ignite.
Please give your orders, Professor.
I wasn't supposed to act. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
How did that guy get through? Where did he even come from?
You can go do something
That's
else.
really weird. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We're gonna let him go there, because I want to see what happens with the boss here at the end, because I can readjust my strategy as
Still
needed.
mulling things over, Dr.
Please give your orders, Professor. Doctor? Please, come to your senses! Can you do it?
Emotion is meaningless here.
Watch out for fires!
He tried to teleport. I managed to beat him, though. We managed to kill him there. So my left side strategy's fine. It's my right one that isn't. I think I've got that. And I didn't need Reed there, so I could probably go back the other way, but maybe. Let's see. Let's keep testing some things. Keep finagling, keep testing until we figure it all out. So we've only got the final 2 stages in the epilogue yet. So,
Remember, our purpose is not violence itself, but rather the victory it brings.
I mean, I know he stopped there and helped them, but
Follow me! Apple pie!
maybe we could do that with her there. Even though that did nothing. Alright.
Please, trust in me. Spring breeze.
Where did I put? I
timely
had
rain.
Texas like right here,
Now
so
we
maybe I could
sow
plop
the
her
grain.
in. We'll see. We'll see, because I already kind of screwed things up, which is fine, but
They'll be sleeping valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
If you're really incapable of settling this, then let me handle it. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
let's not worry about him yet.
No way out.
We'll put there. Red helped to stun them a little bit.
Solid positioning. Apple pie!
Let's begin.
Where do you wish to go? Your lives.
If I lose Red, or
They'll be sleeping.
yeah, why
valiant
did
struggle.
that was weird. That should not have happened that
I'll
way.
protect the wounded. Take the others and retreat. Quickly!
Operation commencing.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Follow me! Heaven flip!
Please, trust in me.
Spring
Shoe.
breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. If you're really incapable of settling this, then let me handle it.
Okay, we'll activate
Clear
that.
skies for
20.
teaming, rain
21.
clouds for gloom.
Death is in my eyes.
That adds some fun there.
Simple and clear.
You can go do something else.
I'm prepared in the firelight. Death is in my eyes.
Why is Ifiala dying suddenly?
Still mulling things over, Dr. Perfectionist? Emotion is meaningless here.
We took care of those guys. I guess we're gonna need Amia here.
I wasn't supposed to act. Sow the mountains when summer leaves the white dew.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
I didn't activate him at the right time. There, he's doing some damage though.
Simple and clear.
Roger.
Still mulling things over, Dr. Perfectionist?
Don't be afraid. Heal that wound in no time.
This is gonna
Still mulling
suck.
things over, Dr.
The moment he hits, attack.
Use your weapon to tell me who you are.
We almost got him. We almost got him. Attack, 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 attack. Ah, we got him without Aya. Let's go. Even though we lost Ifiala over here, we still 3-starred it. Let's go. Oh, I feel good.
The one way a hunt can end.
Yes, Red. One way a hunt should end. Salvation and destruction. Oh, okay, that's the medal for, you have to get him caught in the chain twice and damage him. So, alright. BB-9, though. Let's see what's coming. This is one of the hardest stages in the entire game. Not because of something that you have to do, but rather that you can't. Outside Rhodes Island of Babel, Kasdom. Babel is defenseless, as the Regent said. Keep quiet. Stay alert. I think I was supposed to say quiet, but okay. Stick to the origin route and find the king. A route and B route, stand by. Their main force is not on the ship. They will need time to call for support. Babel's guards still haven't noticed us. His Highness was right. There's someone high up in the enemy's chain of command helping us. All units, enter the ship. We settle this quickly. Avoid anything unexpected. "10 minutes ago, Amiya was roused by a strange sound. Babel is continually being maintained and renovated. It has already seen massive changes compared to when she first arrived at her new home. Maybe Closure is busy fixing things again. The doctor left Amiya many picture books in her room with illustrated stories she had never heard before. Her favorite is one that tells of someone who falls from the sky riding a fantastical vehicle, and the many adventures that come of it. But she is not fond of the ending. The hero repairs the vehicle and has to return to the sky, saying goodbye to the children on the ground. Really don't like all this noise. The doctor still isn't here. Teresa, I need to go find Teresa. Oh, Mr. Downing, you dropped your pliers on the ground. Here. Thank you, Amiya. Where are you going? I'm going to the speaker's office to find Teresa. Right. Have you seen the doctor? Doctor? It's been a few days. That one ought to be in the command center overseeing the operation, I think. I knew the doctor must be busy with something. Okay, bye. Don't run so fast, Amiya. There's still a lot of places being overhauled on the ship, so make sure you don't trip. That girl really is. She left just in time. This one's handled. Proceed. Our men on the inside are already on standby at every ambush spot. We can begin a coordinated assault at any time. You see anyone, don't hesitate. Those left on the ship are no threat. Brought my book, Teresa. Huh? Why's the door shut? Teresa, it's me. Are you in there? Closure once taught me another way to open the door. It's open. Teresa? What are you doing here, Amiya? I heard some loud noises that sounded really close. I got a little scared. We can go home soon. You look tired. Would you like to stay with me while I work? Is this a storybook? I see. Well, as long as it's for you, I think I can take a short break. The doctor and Dr. Calcit won't mind. Thank you, Teresa. All right, come sit over here. Once we finish the story, I'll take you to my homeland to play. So where did we leave off last time? Then back to Cariel. You are covered in the blood of the mediocre. Merely some heirs making ridiculous comments on the situation. Nobody should be making light of that pair's siblings' lives or deaths at this moment. It is a grave disrespect. Should you not be retreating and defending the inner city by now, right now, Nez Salem? That has nothing to do with the war I am waiting for. Rhesus asked you to come and ensure her death. Is this not you being contemptuous of those siblings yourself? The Regent would not stoop to such methods. I am only here to witness the end of this war and the beginning of another. And if the King of Sarkaz is struck down, I will bear the deathly pall of this moment. On behalf of the King, I will witness the victory I grasp from the abyss. So you still feel sorrow, as do you. Wreath of Reeds slowly sinks into the riverbed. The gloomy mists have not dispersed for days. Hey, Fanil. Are you still by her side? For whom does the elegy ring out? Did you stop, Teresa? We just got to the important part of the story. I thought I'd leave a little suspense for you, Amiya. Would you mind if I used another more comfortable way to tell you this story? But, okay. Watch out, Amiya. Bubble? Huh? This is... She's protecting her from seeing it. Black ripples continuously wash over the pure white room as though Amiya has plunged into a pool filled with ink. Black bubbles cut off all sound, just as they obscure Amiya's sight. Beyond the bubbles, Teresa's figure becomes more and more indistinct, retreating further into the distance. Teresa? Stay inside for now, Amiya. Sleep well. You will be safe by my side. Teresa, Your Highness, we will use our lives as proof of the future that the General pursues. No, I was sighing about something else. Honestly, there is no need to cover your face in front of me. I still remember you from back when you accepted Ulysses' orders before his chariot. Your heroism and valor in that battle moved me. I remember most of your fellows as well. You are all worthy of the title of brave warrior, in no way inferior to those heroes fighting in Kasdal this very moment. We aren't covering our faces to hide our identities. We knew they would do nothing here. We have cut off our horns, abandoned our names, even destroyed every inch of skin that can be used to identify us. Also that after we use such wretched methods to kill the King of Sarkaz, we will not be remembered by the Sarkaz. We can't be remembered. Do it. The rushing air engulfs the assassin's blades like a swamp as they incessantly stab forwards. Swoosh. The trembling of the blades causes the air surrounding them to resonate. They press on, they continue to stab. The ones holding the blades are buffeted and submerged by waves they cannot resist. I remember your names. I remember you, Luca. You held back a steam knight on your own. You hid yourself within the steam to pull them out and beheaded them before friend and foe. The assassin's life fades away. I remember you too, Liens. Out of the countless Sarkaz with that name, you were the only one who stood out the most. After being taken captive by Spirecasters, you freed 3 of your compatriots from their camp and destroyed their art circle. Another death. Yet it cannot stop them from approaching Teresa. And then you, Levin. You took an arrow for Theresis, losing an arm in the process, but survived hell itself until you managed to retreat. I do not wish for you all to die nameless and unknown. At the very least, I will remember. More and more corpses pile up by her side, while the room she is left to stand is whittled away little by little. She sighs, wiping the blood from her neck, accidentally smearing the dark red across her white dress. We want to do something for the Sarkaz before we die, and so now we stand before you. We have come to kill you, the king we once swore an oath of loyalty to. We know your strength better than anyone, so allow us damned traitors to escort you to hell. Teresa? What happened? It's okay, Amiya. I'm here. I'll take care of things. Warning, PRTS access detected. Searching internal array. Administrator permissions found. Are you sure you want to disable all defense systems? Confirmed. Optimal route calculated. Data uploaded. Safety window countdown has begun. PRTS standing by. Is this your final decision, Doctor? My kin, I honor your resolve to die for your goal. Unidentified targets detected. Activating alarm. Alarm canceled by administrator. Optimal route loaded to command system. Tactical configuration complete. Safety window countdown has begun. Immediate action required. Is this you, Teresa? I'm wrapped in some invisible bubble. I can't see or hear anything. Amiya, I never thought it would end like this. I thought we would have more time. King of Sarkaz, I wish I did not have to pass this burden to you so suddenly. But the truth is too cruel for you now, Amiya. Someday you'll be able to decide if my decision was right or wrong. Bye, Amiya. We'll all be over when you wake up.
Mission accomplished.
Last thing Amiya remembers is sleeping inside the black bubble. Teresa gently cradling the bubble wrapped around her, telling her a story that she has already heard many times before. Within the desert of despair live many terrible shadows, forever chasing after the little puppet who is seeking for hope. Black-cloaked shadows were the echoes of the oldest despair and sadness. If they catch you, you'll never escape them. Within the desert, the little puppet met the king, who was covered in pure gold and precious gems. The king told the little puppet that if he went back the way he came, he would be given riches beyond measure. Despite the king pulling him back, the little puppet ignored the captivating gems and pressed onwards. But very soon, the black-cloaked shadows caught him. They kept throwing themselves at him over and over again, near endlessly. Bang, bang, bang. The puppet took out a long spear made of a needle and some threads, fighting the shadows until finally, after knocking aside the shadows' sharp talons, he managed to escape. He ran as fast as he could until he reached a large river of tears. There was neither boat nor weeds, so all the little puppet could do was swim across. But as he soaked in the tears, he began to sink until he touched the riverbed. He had failed. Was this how the story ended? Amiya could not believe. Maybe Teresa read it wrongly. She anxiously wished for Teresa to change the ending of the story. Teresa, yes? Can we save the little puppet? You wish to save him. I do. I really, really do. All sound fades away. Bubble obstructing Amiya's sight dissipates. Teresa's figure becomes clearer and clearer. Out of the corner of her eye, she sees dark red seep out of the black-cloaked shadows lying on the ground. Who are these people? When did they arrive here? Why are they lying on the ground? Amiya had so many questions she wanted to ask Teresa. She did her best to open her eyes wide. She sees a white dress stained crimson. She sees Teresa's bloodshot eyes. Was Teresa okay? Amiya wants to ask Teresa about her injuries, but she could not make a sound. It's okay, Amiya. I'm here. I beat those bad people from the stories. What happened to Teresa? Amiya wants to wipe the weariness off of Teresa's face, but she could not move her hands. Sorry, I can't change the ending of the story. But you can, Amiya. You will walk along a difficult path, just like the little puppet who tried to cross the river of tears. All I can do is help you is bestow this crown of black upon you. 10,000 years, the limitations imposed by history led my people to misuse this crown. It has been stained, it has been bound. But it should not have been so. If we are to break this curse, to break fate itself, I need your help. Do you want to rewrite the ending? Amiya wants to say I do, but she cannot utter a word. She anxiously nods her head, thinking that perhaps she could help Teresa by saying yes. Perhaps she could save her. Though there is not much strength left in me, it is enough for me to transfer its permission to you. I have sealed most of it away so that its boundless information does not overwhelm your mind. Forgive me, Amia, for making you bear the weight of this crown. I thought that I could be there for you much, much longer. That I could watch you grow up. That I could stand with you when you bravely faced your parents' passing. That I could hear you answer my question yourself. Your answer as to whether or not you wish to follow in my footsteps. But there's not enough time left for us, Amia. I now selfishly consign this weight that I bear onto you. I am sorry, child. Amia tries to scream, but she cannot open her mouth, cannot move her limbs. A black blade seems to penetrate her chest. She ought to feel pain, but this blade leaves behind only warmth. A warmth brimming with hope. Amia, it is hope, and also pain. You will be confused. You will hesitate, but please, trust Dr. Calcit. Trust that she will always stand by your side. She will help you dredge back up the secrets of survival. You can bear it, can't you, Amia? You've always been a strong girl, one that never ceases to amaze me. I'm so very tired. Thank you, Amia, for the joy you have given me. Ever since the day we met. Now rest for a while. Sleep. Sleep in peaceful slumber. I will always be with you. Teresa hears a familiar voice. Amia! Teresa does not raise her head to look at the one who just arrived. The crown has left her and found another. Her breath grows feeble and feebler still. Doctor, there was no need for you to come. I felt your emotions. I saw your past. You could have waited elsewhere, waited for my death to come. You knew that this time I would not escape nor retreat. Are you here for Amia, or perhaps... Teresa does not need to hear the answer. Behind the one she asked, a tide of assassins pour out of the shadows, rushing toward Teresa. So that is your answer, Doctor. I need a minute. All right. Time for the end. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. Let's do it. I don't know if I can win this, but we're going to try. Let's put Telopsis back in. I don't know.
New data used to assemble package build.
I don't know who I can use here that would benefit me the best, but we're going to try with the team I have. Teresa is glad to see Amia asleep. Amia did not see the doctor's betrayal, or Teresa's final bout of sorrow. The black crown finally lands neatly in Amia's hands as Teresa takes down the final assassin in the room. It's all right, Amia. Everything's fine. It's over. Teresa does not look at the one frozen in place before her. She gently pats the back of the child in her arms and leaves a kiss on her puerile cheek. Teresa, I can't throw away this opportunity I spent millions of lives and myriads of years to reach. I can't let you ruin the plan for Originium. I can't let you turn this great land into a beautiful but fleeting dream. And that's why you put Amia in harm's way. seeing as the King of Sarkaz has already seen my memories, I believe there's no need for any further explanation. Do you hate me? You hurt Amia. You're about to hurt Calcit and the fighters who trust you so deeply. Is this how you treat those lives? I'll do what I can to ensure their safety in the ensuing conflict. This is what Theresa swore to me as well. We only need you to die. Doctor, did you present yourself before me out of guilt? Guilt is too light of a word compared to everything I've done. We made too many choices in a time that even Calcit isn't familiar with. When Amia grows up, if she remembers me, if she asks about me, will you tell her the truth of how I left her? No. I'll help them search for another way to live. You help them search for a final moment of peace before Originium destroys Terra. Sorry. It's the one thing that's set in stone. You know it's futile, and yet you still wish to cure Amia's sickness. Even if her family and homeland will all turn into the same hunks of Originium in the not-too-distant future, along with anyone, and anything you'll ever know. You still don't want the girl before your eyes to suffer. That's what you sincerely feel, your purest thoughts, your innate nature. And actually, I'm glad, Doctor. I'm glad you're real and true, the one who Calcit willingly trusts, and in turn trusts us. You, the creator of Originium, Doctor. You are the poison that ruins everything, but also the antidote to it all. What? Theresa strains to stand up, stretching her arms towards the doctor, instilling in the latter an instinctive urge to retreat. The doctor tries to move, but fails. Sorrow far surpasses the collapsing rationality at this moment. Theresa touches the face beneath the mask. You're crying, Doctor. Well, that's the kind of person you are. You know your own fragility. You know how much of a threat I pose to you even at a time like this, and yet you still came here. So I still am willing to believe in you. To trust in who you really are. To trust in our doctor who brings the rain, dew, and sun. His face is both familiar and strange. Theresa knows its features well. She never had a chance to directly perceive the emotions on it until now. She smiles and stretches out her finger, snipping the scene before her into two, as if it were made of cloth. Then she slowly pulls out a loose thread from the rift, and the remnants unravel as the doctor's memories dissipate. Theresa goes in deeper without looking back until every memory is taken apart into a mess of disconnected white threads. Like that very night a long time ago, when she was still young, teaching herself to sew with Theresis by her side. The memories disintegrate until a mere fragment of the soul remains. A silhouette stands at the end of that memory. Theresa thinks the figure both familiar and strange. It's the doctor. It's not the doctor. What are you doing to me, Theresa? We're done here, but I suddenly feel like leaving you a surprise, so don't blame me for this, Doctor. I'll say to you this one thing. Find yourself.
Let's go.
Memories. They're fading. Sever the past and seek yourself, Doctor. Amia. I was right. The memory that your mind refuses to give up.
Let me create a diversion.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Back in
begin.
Where do you wish to fear not the firelight?
They'll be sleeping in Alian's struggle, but you won't get away.
It's safe here!
Got it. Shut up.
Solid positioning. Roger.
Mia versus Amia, that's a weird one, huh? We've done some damage to her already. You can't damage her, you have to attack these things. This is so hard. Did I lose?
Don't be afraid. You heal that wound.
Did I
in no
lose?
time.
Oh, him. Vigil. Okay.
All the best.
Man, wow, that was hard.
Shut up.
How soon do you want them gone?
That slows them down, I see. Don't kill Degenbreaker.
Arch unit charging.
I'm prepared. I am doubling.
Okay. So I'm losing people left and right here, but this is still really a pain. I'm gonna put her
Breeze,
here.
Timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
Especially considering everything that we're doing here.
Please, come to your senses. Initiation. Initiating healing process.
Okay.
If you're really incapable of sow the mountains when summer leaves a white dew. Seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue.
We let one guy through.
Where do you wish to go?
Every time one of them touches her, well, they try to run off.
The light holds resolute here.
This guy's gonna walk through, which sucks, but
Where do you wish to go lives? Now, ignite.
see, this is so hard. Stage is insane.
Follow me. Apple pie.
We hurt her there.
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves a white dew. Seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue. Where do you wish to go?
Roger.
Got that one there, which
Please give your orders, but this may be a little hot.
oh man.
Drop her off.
I'm gonna lose her.
Awaiting orders. Shut up.
Anything outside the plan?
Branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
She doesn't have much left for health,
Awaiting
but
orders.
How soon do you want them gone?
okay, that one, and then we've got this one. See, there's still how many enemies, so
Still mulling things over. Conviction will throw you off pace. You want my opinion?
Where do you wish to fear not
They'll be sleeping. This hunt has dragged on for too long.
Archnit charging. Doctor, please come to your senses!
If you're really incapable, clear skies for Qingming, rain clouds for Wu.
Wow. I have no idea how I really did this on my other account. This stage is so hard. But at the same time,
Draw swords. Professor, this may be a little hot.
like this whole slowing effect is absolute insanity.
You needn't bet.
The light holds resolute here. Already.
If you're really in so the mountains,
Need to slow it
when
down.
summer leaves the white dew, seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue.
That's just Ayatollah.
Pray for the coming battle. Of Habit's Hellhound.
Buki took care of that one. This guy's gonna waltz across and he's just probably gonna walk up there. Right, yeah, they're gonna walk up there, so...
Got it.
Yeah, I have no
Pray for the
idea
coming battle.
how to actually beat this stage right now. I wonder if there's a simple strategy. We'll try a couple more things, but I think I need some quick
Fortune and
redeploy or
misfortune
something
are two
here.
sides of the same coin. What you have sown
I don't
is not
know.
necessarily
I don't know if I
wicked.
necessarily
So why
need
this hot?
heals other than, like, defense, but... Try it again with this squad. And we'll see, because I may even just need to borrow somebody for this. And if I do, I may borrow a Mulesy somewhere, because Mulesy's helped me
Please take good care of
destroy
yourself
this
while I'm
stage.
gone.
I know she helped big time. Her and Texas the Omertosa were huge help. Then again, so was Calcit.
Exusier, cover me.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Let me create a diversion.
Your lives are mine to protect.
Draw swords. Got it.
Where do you wish this endless burn? You needn't fear.
A valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
Yeah. This is working to do some very rapid damage, and I like that. But
Got it.
I don't foresee this helping a whole ton. I don't know how to really damage those guys, though.
Here. All the best.
War. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Professor?
Come on, come on, come on, Aya.
This may be a little hot.
I wasn't supposed to act, but...
Man, right as she activates, if that's not some BS.
Here.
A valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
I am Dublin.
Why is she not attacking those?
Draw swords.
I need to stop that guy from going through, but it's not gonna happen. I have nobody but Deckenbreaker.
Got it.
And I don't believe she's gonna help right now.
Gone?
Oh, he's gone. He disappeared into her. Okay. It's,
Still mulling things over, Dr. Perfectionist?
bring him closer and bye-bye.
Emotion is meaningless here.
Got it.
You'll be sleeping a valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
I may need to pull my phone and just check, like, my positioning here.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. I wasn't supposed to. I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew.
Draw swords.
Apple pie.
I think I remember I put shoe or something down here, and I had somebody. I had moved a bunch of people around, but
You can't stop me.
I'm right here, Doctor.
Please, trust in me. Got it.
All the best. Rock and roll. Target marked. Please give your orders, Professor. This may be a little hot.
that just stops her altogether.
If you're willing, I'll plant you
Man,
into
is
the
that
soil
hard.
to grow anew.
Let her take care of that. That one's gone.
Just try me.
Come on, Pookie, finish it off. Ugh, Texas can't hit that one.
Pray for the coming battle. Others, throw down.
Roger.
Of course, the moment I put her there is the moment we end up with it turning this way. How stupid is that?
All the best.
Now we're good, though. Kind of.
Apple pie.
If you're really, I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew.
How's that?
Oh, man, I wish this effect would lay off.
Let's begin.
Let's do this. Texas charges her thing.
Got it. Cut them to pieces.
That did nothing. Okay.
Awaiting
Well,
orders.
I'll just have to wait out Aya.
Roger.
She's almost there. This is taking forever because she's so, like, downsped because of this. I don't know how to... Oh, there we go. Right as she gets free.
Professor?
There we go.
I wasn't supposed to wrench and bone there.
This hunt has dragged on for too long.
Drilling mode enabled.
I'm prepared for this endless burn. You needn't fear.
Professor? This may be a little hot.
You want my opinion? Still mulling things over, Dr. Perfectionist? Still soaking yourself in the past?
Get those, get those, get those. Amiya may walk through, but if we could stop the enemies and defeat everything else, I'd be okay with that to an extent. We got another one
We'll
down.
be sleeping with the Finns in no time.
Draw swords.
Oh, come on, Reed.
Still mulling things. Use your weapon to tell me who you are.
The light holds resolute here. It's safe here.
Keep him healed.
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves a white dew. Seed the plains
man.
when equinox paints rust.
Don't worry.
Keep him going, Amiya. If you charge that skill,
You want my opinion? Conviction will throw you off pace.
just as we got it, she's about to walk through. Man.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
We only had the one left. We were so close. So close. You have to stop her. Oh,
Fatal error occurred
man.
during the operation. Reboot the system
Almost
to
had
proceed.
it. Let's run a practice round. Actually, I do want to do that. Let's do... Oh, this is... I'll use my friends here. Let's pull an Mulesies. And let's throw her instead of Vigil on the left side if I can. Let's see.
Operation commencing.
Okay, come on.
It is your tyrannies that fuel this flame.
Okay, we'll let them... So if I can... Put Exusi over here. Aim him like
Make
this.
harder than it
We're gonna
needs
put
to
that
be.
there. Okay.
Want a candy? Let animosity be gone with the flow. Solid positioning.
Okay. Let's let her do that work. She can fight some of those that come on. Sugar. It's doing a lot, but...
Where do you wish I and Dublin?
Doing a lot. A lot better than I thought.
I'll be careful. Please give your orders, but this may be a little hot. Arch unit charging. Want a candy? Let animosity be gone with the flow.
You can go do something else.
Roar. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Let's begin.
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves the white dew.
A valiant struggle, but you won't get it.
I am Dublin. Cut them to pieces.
Got it. Program initializing.
Naprzód! Do boju!
Hiya! Shape like water.
Pray for the coming back. I'm here for you!
Okay.
Back and roll!
Yeah. Okay. That's a hard one. But
Ready to move.
pull him. Okay, I have a 2 limit here. Okay, first and foremost, let's
You
put
can
her
go do
here
something else.
so she could take care of that.
If you're really incapable
Hold
of
on to
setting-
shoe skill.
You want my opinion? Emotion is meaningless
Okay, that one's
here.
gone. She can attack that with
You
her.
want my opinion?
Okay. Texas, as soon as that passes, you go here.
Let's begin. Already.
I wasn't supposed to act, but...
Don't make this harder.
Awaiting orders. You can't stop me.
I'm prepared for endless burn. I plant you into the soil.
I'll have a time for hellos. Temperature stable.
They'll be sleeping. And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
You can go do something else.
Target marked.
You want my opinion?
The light holds resolute here.
Initiation. Want a candy? Let animosity be gone with the blow.
Where do you wish this endless burn? You needn't care. I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves the white dew. Seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue.
Awaiting orders. Shut up.
Got it. Want a candy? Take like water. Let me create a diversion.
Rock and roll!
And the fire.
All the best.
Damn it. We still leaked 2
I
through,
wasn't supposed to. Flesh and bone bear weeds.
but
Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
come on, Aya.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Rock and roll!
Is it my turn? Easy peasy. Watch out for fires.
Where do you wish to clear out the fire?
Take
Okay, so we're gonna end up not finishing the boss, or we're gonna beat the boss. We're gonna finish the stage that way. Oh, and of course I did that through a practice.
Victory is the sweetest melody.
But
All right, let's grab
Mulesies.
some drinks to celebrate when we get back.
okay, Exusie, we will. Don't you worry. But I need to borrow a Mulesies to help us out, and that's how we got to beat this. The rest of us work here well.
Reap
Okay,
not
let's
what's
try this.
sown
Here we
by
go.
malice.
Oh my.
We're fighting you guys. Then please do your bestest job, or I'll be really bored.
Follow me!
Anything outside the plan, I'll judge for myself.
Excuse me.
Want a candy? Take it like water.
Your lives are mine to protect. Let's begin. Awaiting orders. Shut up. Roar. Your lives now ignited.
I wasn't supposed to act, but...
Solid positioning.
Oh no. Come on, Reed. Pull it off there.
I wasn't supposed to avalanche and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
Hiya! Now's not the time for hellos.
You can go do something else.
I'll be careful.
You want my opinion? Still soaking yourself in the past?
They'll be sleeping. This hunt has dragged on for too long.
Professor? How's that?
I'm prepared. I am Dublin.
Oh, wishes. I beg you coalesce. Archunit charger.
What you doing? Why are you...
I wasn't supposed to clear skies for tuning, rain clouds for Guru.
Initiation complete. Roger.
Let's begin.
Apple pie!
Got it. Cut them to pieces. Awaiting orders.
Ready to move.
Alright, let's give them a moment to recharge.
Hiya! Let animosity be gone with the glow.
I know earlier I had put her there. On my game, at least. Or my account. I put her facing down and I set the charge somewhere here for the water clone.
Apple pie!
I'm prepared. Your lives now ignited.
The light holds resolute
Let her
here.
attack that. You,
How
here.
soon do you want them gone?
Almost there. Buki, you can help.
Positioning.
Still mulling things over. Use your weapon to tell me who you are.
Professor?
Pray for the coming battle.
It's safe here!
I wasn't supposed to act.
Want a candy?
Okay.
Draw
Texas.
swords.
Attack that. Please and thank you.
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves.
Watch out for fires! Hiya! Oh, wishes.
Shut up.
Where do you wish that this thunders burn? Heal that wound in no time.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Yeah. Okay, Exusia got that one down. That one's down. Okay.
You can go do something else.
Got it.
Hexus. Okay, that one's gone. I'm gonna use her just as a little bit of a bolster there.
You want my
Breaker.
opinion?
You attack
Just
that
hoping
one.
let's have the past.
Aye.
Hiya! Now's not the time for the lows.
If you're really in clear skies for tuning, rain clouds for groove.
Still mulling things over.
I'm prepared to Violet.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
On, we're so close here. Don't fail me now. Do not fail me now, baby. Reed, you are freaking amazing.
Oh, wishes.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
Okay, we got him. Texas.
Here. All the best.
Already. Don't worry.
Alright. We're gonna lose him. That's fine.
Where do you
Let's
wish to
If you're really in Cape Branch and Bone bear weeds.
let's let him go through. We leaked that
mounds and
one.
ruins bloom
Now
fields.
it's just these. I need to get her out there.
Where do you wish that your lives now ignited?
I'm gonna pull her.
Ready to
I'm gonna
move.
pull him. So,
How
you.
soon do you want them gone?
Watch out for fires. Let animosity be gone.
Okay, Ifeola's doing her job beautifully. Except for the fact that we're gonna lose her very soon. She almost got the one. Degenbreaker
You
can
want
take
my
over here
opinion?
and finish that off. We only leaked the one enemy, which I probably could
You
beat
want my
that.
opinion? Conviction will throw you off pace.
Mission accomplished.
We did it. We'll try it one more time after the story bit here. Oh. Marisa holds the hands of the one before her as if it were their first meeting. She quietly faces the other pair of eyes, looking at the emotions shifting within until finally only a void remains. She knows then every memory has been wiped clean, the soul purified. Your memory is gone, and your soul reborn. A truly terrible trick. But they underestimate your benevolence, your desire for victory. They underestimate us, and what makes Terra so tenacious. Doctor, allow me to call you by this name for the last time. This is my little revenge on you, and also my final gift to you. Memory does not shape who you are, so with your original self, live again on this land, see the world, feel the various emotions life brings, meet the many people of Terra. Perhaps your journey will start in suffering, and you may never manage to escape the murky moon shadows of this land, but you will always get to see the sunrise. I trust you will find a new solution, one that is truly your own. An answer that sounds just like the murmur Calcit and I once heard. A most moving answer. Life slips away. Her ears gradually pick up an elegy from afar. Lacquer Emmeline did establish a connection with her after all. Teresa feels her own breathing grow feebler, but she also feels unprecedentedly relieved. She tries her best to keep Amia in her arms, protected. Amia's heartbeat calms her own. I'm a little tired. It's exhausting holding on to that crown. I should rest when I'm tired. Isn't that right, Amia? Once imagine that perhaps one day we'll be able to let everyone on this vast land fall into peaceful slumber. It may take a long time to come, but maybe you could see it for me. Amia, when you wake up. Oh. I'll have to keep going. I'm so tired. No, she's not here yet. She clings to her final strand of remaining strength. She's waiting for someone she must see. Fortunately, the sound of her footsteps already draws near. It's Calcit. And then finally, even though she no longer has the strength to keep her eyes open, she knows. She's here. Calcit. Calcit. Teresa. Amia, Doctor. I knew full well this possibility always existed. Why? I should have stayed behind. It's my... Teresa... We should have... Teresa, confirmed. Dead. Monster, heed my command. Prepare for any follow-up attacks. The Doctor and Amia. Nothing must happen to them. Protect them at all costs. Monster! Calcit. Calcit. Mia opens her eyes. Pink rhombus is faintly visible in her pupils. Teresa's eyes remain shut tight. But Calcit knows. It's her. Calcit, I've been waiting for you. Teresa, It's all right, Calcit. It's fine. Listen to me. I'm already dead. What you see now is my consciousness put into the crown. I'm borrowing the body of this girl to bid you farewell. Calcit, tell me, did you raise Babel's banner high up in the sky over Casdal? I sent it back to Casdal and watched it ascend myself. Thank you. I came back too late. I knew there might be a possibility. Don't blame yourself for this, Calcit. You had your own mission to fulfill. And I managed to hold this long for you, and that's enough. Are we running out of time to say our goodbyes? I'm sorry, Calcit. I understand. Please don't blame yourself for this. We trusted the Doctor, and I hope you can continue on our path into the future. Calcit, there's no need for any further misgivings. I took a life, but I also saved it. So please, take it where it should be if it can wake again. guide it, and it will in turn lead us to the end of our path. I have no doubt about that. I understand. However, we can no longer take the risk of venturing into the depths of Rhodes Island. I will entrust someone I know to send the doctor to Ursus. Chernobog will be safe. It is too dangerous to allow the doctor to stay on Rhodes Island. That's good, Calcit. Leave the rest to Amia then. She will walk a difficult road. I will be with her. And Babel as well. She's so young but so strong. Calcit giving the crown to Babel, to her. I did not do this on a selfish whim. To break the cycle and deal with what is to come, the king cannot only be a king of the Sarkaz, nor can it only be a king of Terra. The role is no fetter, controller, or unparalleled power. The role is a key. The king is Civilite Eterna. But Calcit, keep this a secret from Amia. She doesn't need to bear all that now. She will understand when she embarks on that path. She needs to understand. Only by overcoming every obstacle we can find, the doors that lead to this world. And you? I will be gone in the pursuit of my ideal. As for her, she will become the flame that burns all corruption to ashes. Calcit, a new war is about to begin. Theresis, my kin, he will descend into the cradle in Victoria that belongs to us, and Originium will cover that patch of land. She is leaving us. He will bring suffering to the other races on this land. Well, you will become the final struggle for her ideals, a last-ditch effort. He will make everyone else on Terra see the Sarkaz as enemies once more. Deathmongers, do not attempt to abandon your efforts before her end is set. Prove to me that her path still holds the chance to win a future. Prevent that day from turning true before everything else becomes irreversible. Prove to her the peace you strive for is still worth a response. Though I regret to say this, my compatriots, the call to repay this blood debt is already resonating throughout this great land. Kastel's hatred should not continue to spread. Her death has been determined. You have lost a Sarkaz king. I have lost my only kin. And I will not let these sacrifices be in vain. My people, whether you've come for peace or vengeance, I will hear your voices. Revenge, war, survival, future. You will see where the Sarkaz's true path lies. The blood with which you stain the steps of Victoria will eventually return to where it belongs. We must make this place a new beginning for us. I can still hear the Sarkaz voices even now, Calcit. The closer I get to the myriad souls, the clearer their voices become. What I can glean from their shouts and cries is suffering will descend once more. All of Terra will surrender, starting from this very spot. The Sarkaz. The Sarkaz will rise again. Will ruin the land. We have to stop him, Calcit. But that's not something Babel can do as it is now. You'll find a way. Besides, you'll never be alone. With the Babel we built together, our companions will help you. Your Highness. Teresa, Your Highness! Your Highness! Wield a fierce determination. Your Highness! I'm back, Your Highness! You would always welcome me back when I were here when I returned, but this time you're not here. Can you still hear me? Why couldn't you wait a little longer? Damn it! Damn it all! Make them pay. This I swear to you. Every single one! Even if Master Theresis, he must face me. I have to find him. All traitors will suffer. Your Highness Theresis, I only two. I couldn't. Clouds cover the setting sun, and Ascalon is shrouded in shadow. She has lost her light, her faith forever. She struggled. She strived. Only death remains for the one born in the storm. They are the most remarkable of all. They are the most remarkable of all. Ghosts. Yes. I don't know. We should... Let's retreat first. Let's return to Babel. They will never doubt our ideals, even for a second. It's over. Why? Why I feel... I too am baffled, King of the Nashers. I thought I was long accustomed to a King of Sarkaz's demise. It's the impact that Teresa had. It's not just some king or some ruler. Those, the ones left behind, do not need to question their loyalty. No way. Who sent this fucking comm? Did the military commission intercept this? Are they screwing with us? Believe it. Shut the hell up, Scout! Landship should be this way. Teresa, she couldn't have just died like that. Winter of 898. The King of Sarkaz dies. Elise dies and Kazdel falls into ruin. The explosion of the soul furnace sends dust flying all across Kazdel's territory for 3 whole days and nights. Finally, it falls to the ground like black snowflakes, burying the bones of the invaders, along with the ruins once known as Kazdel. Kazdel is no more. Kazdel has never been gone for good. That's what I heard from the King of Sarkaz. He said Kazdel has met with ruin more than 3,000 times, but it will always eventually be rebuilt anew. Perhaps that was just a ploy by Elise to deceive the people. He's dead, Theresis. But even if it were only a tale he spun while wasting away in the palace, I could, at the very least, sense a strand of longing from his stories, a yearning for a stable life. What happens after victory? Now, everyone will only begin wandering the land once more. Our people will praise us as heroes, but we can only return to ruins devoid of life. What can we even do now? Heroes. Once this war is over, that title will be meaningless. Indeed. Also, I seem to have picked up the myriad souls whispering in my ear from a while ago. Their voices are becoming even more distinct. I don't know where the myriad souls hope to lead me. What about you? I hear the same. I dismissed it as a delusion brought on by the euphoria of victory, but it seems to be more than that. The myriad souls beckon us. Then let's go, wherever they beckon. Elise, King of Sarkaz, rests here for eternity, underneath a massive mountain of corpses. In the far future, not a single soul will know there was once a king who died here. He was so mediocre, so ordinary. The Sarkaz do not remember the defeated. In this war that changed their fate, the people will only remember the names of 6 incomparably dazzling heroes. Here we are. I remember this place. It was here we gathered to swear our oaths and join the battle after Elise's chariot was destroyed. This is where we started. A clothes maker and a guard. Did you hear that, Theresis? The myriad souls speak from under our feet. Ah, there it is. Yes. To think it was this small. Crown. Death is a witness. As well as the myriad souls, the twins raise the crown in unison. The crown chooses the twins in return. Atop the ruins, the myriad souls, whose existence remains uncertain, Select 2 distinct hopes at a time. You should wear the crown, Teresa. Why? The King of Sarkaz is but an optimistic fantasy for the pitiful, when history chooses to stay silent. Indeed, we will change the Sarkaz's fate, with or without relying on an external force. But in this age of despair, it will bring a glimmer of hope to our people. I'm not fit to be that hope bringer. My blade will cut our path forward, and you will lead the way. I understand. The war has just ended. How long will we bear this crown? Until we find a home again. Until the Black Crown swallows us into its suffering. Until everyone under the same sky can fall into a peaceful slumber. Lead the way forward, you said. Do you still remember that adventure of ours? You held your sword and carried me. And you guided me through the bushes until we got home. Teresa, allow me to crown you myself. All right. Theresis, I swear this vow to every Sarkaz. We will always be equal.
They're getting away! Do you need me to walk you through this? Madai, whack them already!
He had to ruin the moment. Wow. Try it again. Because that worked really well in the end, and I only missed that one enemy. And I want to try one little change here. I don't know if it's going to work, but I want to try one little change.
Let's go! Take them all by storm!
We're fighting you guys. Then please do your bestest job, or I'll be really
We're gonna do this.
bored.
This way.
Anything outside the plan? I'll judge for myself.
Follow me!
Let's begin.
Wanna keep coming? Like the water.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. Awaiting orders. Please, trust in
So this whole left side is covered really strongly right now. That is the one thing that kind of makes this a little tougher and a little crazy.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
I'll be careful. Where do you wish to begin the firelight?
Solid positioning.
Want a candy? Now's not the time for hellos. It's safe here! Please give your orders, Professor. Please give your... This may be a little hot.
Okay. Putting her up there, I do like that, but...
Let's begin.
Texas get it in time. I doubt it. He's probably going to get her first. In which case, hey, whatever. We still mostly kicked his ass.
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer was
Like the water.
He nice and toasty.
How soon do you want them gone?
Where do you wish to... I am Dublin.
What you got, sir?
Got it.
Now the question is getting that one. Oh
You
no.
want my opinion? Emotion
We'll
is
take care of
meaningless
that.
here.
So that saves her for now.
Oh no.
Let Amia handle that one.
Doctor?
Let's begin.
Of course, right when I launch Texas. Are you kidding me? You are a butt nugget. And a half.
Take like water.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Still mulling things over, Doctor.
Please give your orders, Professor.
Got it. Solid positioning.
Get it, Pookie. Get it, Pookie. Get it, Pookie. Get it. That's all you. That's all you, baby. That's all you, baby girl. You have fun with that.
Everyone believes in me.
If you're really incapable, branch and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins bloom fields. I'm prepared for your lives. Now.
This hunt has dragged on for too
Take like water.
Emotion is meaningless here.
These two are gone.
Professor, how's that?
You, Aya, go there.
Can you do it?
Get that thing taken care of. Try to, if you can.
The light holds resolute here. Crosswords. Pray for the coming battle. Awaiting orders. Shut up.
It's safe here.
Use your weapon to tell me who you are.
Got it.
ready to move.
If you're really incapable of settling this, clear skies for Qingming, rain clouds for Aya and Dublin.
You want my opinion?
Ready to move.
Okay, serious space.
Solid positioning.
You'll be sleeping with the feet of valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
Professor? Want a candy? Let animosity be gone with the flow. Professor, watch out for fires!
The light holds resolute here.
Got it.
Crosswords. Pray for the coming battle. Don't worry. Got it. Pray for the coming battle.
How soon do you want them gone?
Target marked.
If your really branch and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins bloom fields.
Let animosity be gone with the flow.
Pookie, you get it. Okay, and Degenbreaker, you take these two. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's go. I know it was very silent this run, guys, and I do apologize for that big time, but this is incredible. Let's go, Pookie. You get the finishing strikes, baby. You know I love you. But my darling, I love you. Let's go. It worked out. Little adjustments. It's what happens every damn time, guys. Every time. Rage and sorrow. Let's check that medal real quick. I want to see it. First of all, I got some stuff to collect here. So that's here. BB7, BB7, BB8, BB8 with the 3-star, 9, and 10 with the 3-star. All right, so medal set details. What is that one? Medal list. I've gotten 3 of them so far. Good luck. During the Babel event, obtain Oda. Okay. You witnessed the history of Babel. Complete all stages with 3-star ratings. And in this one, yeah, clear BB-8 with a 3-star rating using stabilizer chains to silence Death Veil Assassin. At least twice. All right. Okay. Let's do the final story. End of Souls. Sarkaz wanders across the wilderness of consciousness and soul. It is the final moment of her existence. Aww. Here we go. Erasing memories. This is something Teresa actually lacks experience in. Not to mention, she now faces a rare kind of mind. She knows not what she will see, and has no clue if it will be dangerous. But there is no room to retreat. She has made the final decision of her life. She walks into the doctor's memories and cuts them up into countless fragments of dissipating threads. Memory fades away in silence. She walks through a world she has never seen and could never understand. How did such a glorious civilization meet its end? How do geniuses as bright as shooting stars struggle for a solution to their ultimate problem, yet find nothing? Is resistance futile? Is unity a mere fantasy? Is Terra's future already set in stone? What of her beloved homeland? What of her loved ones? She has no answer. She cannot find the answer. She could only continue meandering in the void of memories gone. Finally, she sees someone familiar. Is all their enthusiasm overwhelming you? What brings you here, Calcit? Should I not be present at this celebration of your latest victory? It's been a long time since I last... Days like this were rare back then, you know? Should I say I've grown so accustomed to it now? No matter. You will get used to it again, in time. Babel will be a new beginning. Go. We should enjoy this celebration. Teresa watches Calcit pat the doctor before gently pushing that very back into the waiting crowd. Too many are forcing their way through the throng, hands stretched out, fighting each other to be the first to shake Doctor's hand or pat the doctor's shoulder. Some taller and gutsier ones even try to put their hands right on the doctor's head for a good kneading. Sorry about that unruly subordinate of mine, Doctor. I wanted to stop him, but my arm's injured, so I couldn't make it in time. It's fine. How's your arm? Recovery's going pretty well. It's a pity you won't get to enjoy many drinks here tonight. That's all right, Doctor. I'll have a few more pints on this guy's behalf. We might have gotten ourselves stuck in that encirclement had you not sprung that surprise attack at the end. Come on, let's slam a few glasses to honor the Doctor. I'm afraid my alcohol tolerance may disappoint you, Ace. Excuse me! Make way, please! I have to see the protagonist of the day. So many people in here. This is the first time I feel that the command center is too small. You want me to widen it later? There's still so many people outside hurrying in here with snacks and drinks. Doctor, everyone's cheering for the victory you've brought us, but you seem a little uneasy. I thought I was masking it pretty well. I'm just a little nervous in crowds. Hey, careful. That's enough pushing. Amia, you good? I'm okay. Doctor, come with me. Teresa and I made you a cake. Look, the oven was so hot I got a blister on my finger. Thank you. Oh, are you okay? Does anyone have some burn cream? A gentle cough sounds in the room and the crowd splits into two. Teresa sees a woman dressed in white passing by, smiling as she extends a hand to the doctor with a still healing needle. She is looking at herself. A still healing needle wound. She's looking at herself. The joy fades away, as do the memories and voices. Teresa erases the memory she is too familiar with and continues forward. She sees a record she has never seen before within PRTS. Invoke imaging capabilities. Enable administrator level encryption. Image number 0091 admin. Add subject. This is for you. Activating recorder. Beginning video record. If I didn't hold on until you woke up, you'll see this video. I will remain here in the safest of places until everything settles. Once I'm done with everything, I'll vanish into silence, disappearing before all those who hate me. There is always a voice inside me, reminding me, asking me, who am I? Our own watcher, or a traitor to future civilizations? I can no longer recognize myself. You'll get an answer after checking all the logs I left behind. But for now, at least, I'll no longer hesitate to do what I should do. When you wake up, I will already have disappeared in your past, but also unable to appear in our promised future. That's why I hope. Pause recording. Delete all previous content. I still need a bit more time. She does not pause or sigh. She continues what she ought to do in silence. Teresa goes deeper into the buried memories. I need you to contact the closest rescue team. The wrecked transport has a Rim Billiton logo on it. This is your squad. I hear someone still alive in there. We got your call, but it'll take some time for us to rush over from the nearest mining plate. Based on the information you gave us, there's been banditry at your location there before, so we also notified armed security to send a dispatch at once. Security? But with the way Rim Billiton treats infected orphans... That's where he pulled Amia from the rubble. Just hold on. I'll get you out of there myself. Please, stay with me. That's a good girl. Give me your hand. Hold tight. But I'm so tired. What's your name? Name? Mom calls me Mia. Mia, just hold on tight. I'm holding. I won't let go. Memory shatters. This is Teresa's destination. Terminus of the doctor's memory. Teresa. This is impossible. Every memory should have been... Teresa. She follows the voice to a void, and it speaks once more from behind the nothingness. Where am I? You're finally here. I've been waiting for you. Doctor? Doctor. Many people call me that. They prefer my team code name. Oracle. Oracle. So you're the one Calcit believes in. We've let her down terribly. We had no choice. I'm entangled in an inescapable plot. I've been watching you from here, as you went around nurturing your hopes, as you suffered betrayal. as if I was looking at my past self. I'm sorry. You are only residue of the doctor's burned away emotions. There's no way for me to preserve your emotions and memories in our current circumstances. You've reached your destination, so just do what you have to do. Thank you for trusting me. It may be a little late for this, but I'm glad to meet you. I'm glad to meet you too, Teresa. Orca walks into the distance of the endless wheat fields, disappearing within the stalks. A draft of wind tears through the plain with a roar, and the final scene disperses until only the end of a thread is left. Teresa holds the strand. It quickly loses its luster and turns into powdery dust. It's time to say goodbye. We'll meet again in the future, won't we? Calcit. Amia. Doctor. Teresa lets go of the final strand of thread in her hand and watches it disperse and fade away like starlight. She takes a step forward towards hope, towards death. Bye, Teresa. Wow. Well. Ooh. First and foremost, I gotta grab this. We'll get on me as news girl. Collect the furniture here. Start collecting some of these things here. And I'll probably farm for the rest, but it is what it is. I'll farm for the rest off screen. Oh my. And with that, we reach the end of the event. It's a rough one. That is a very, very rough one. That is one emotional roller coaster and such a torrent of storytelling that really truly encompasses the beauty of this game and the world of Terra and the characters that we've come to know and love. And we learn the history of Rhodes Island when it started as Babel, Teresa's dream. We learn the awakening of Doctor and learn that Doctor is the reason behind Originium. He and Priestess and their other team, their other people, their group created, their species, whatever you want to call it. They created Originium. They came from this Talos 2, across the stars, created Originium, and spread it on the planet to stop an end by means of an end. And at first, he didn't want to see the world die after Calcit woke him up to help them to build Babel and to fight against that which they believed was wrong, which Calcit and Teresa and so many were fighting for. They asked Doctor for help, and he gave them help. He found Amia. But as things started to spiral downhill for him, as he wanted to treat Amia, to learn to treat the infection, he had that descent, that spiral into madness, into chaos. And while he still, in the back of his mind, knew that he wanted to treat it, he realized what Teresa wanted to do in terms of fixing the world, in terms of giving a future to the people of Terra, without Originium. But yet he feared that it was going to be so little time and that it inevitably would have ended anyways if Originium, even if Originium was cured, the planet would die. Civilization would die. And he felt that all the years of research and all the time would have gone to waste in the end. But it didn't. It wouldn't have. To a point when you think about it. Regardless of what happened to the planet. Regardless of the people that were there now. I don't personally believe that all that sacrifice would have been in vain. In the end, you kind of stop to think about the fact that in life, we have struggles and we have things that we come across that put us in positions and hard times and things that we fight against and that we stand against. And were it not for those struggles, we wouldn't grow to become stronger ourselves. We wouldn't grow to be the people that we are today. And while Doctor's people may have set this upon the world, the struggle of Babel, the struggle of Teresa, the struggle of all the others, to grow and to fight against this infection and to become the people that they are, none of that would have been in vain. None of those sacrifices to try this project that, what if it wasn't even successful? While Originium can assimilate and take in data and information, what kind of life is that? While that may give an eternity like Doctor expected, when the world is glossed over with the Originium, what is left of the consciousness that's in there? While people may come after, maybe there may be people on the planet after. Would they be able to communicate with those assimilated with the Originium? And also, again, what kind of life is that as well? There's a lot of different things that play into that. And I can see where people may want to take pre-amnesia Doctor's side on this, and I see where people would take Teresa's side. And personally, I can see both. But I believe that Babel and Teresa were on the right path, and that with Doctor's help, they could have cured Originium a lot quicker and given a good quality of life to people. And they could have found another way. With Teresa's power, her ability, with Doctor's ability, the Civilite Eterna from Teresa, and with Doctor's ability, his brilliance and his work with the Originium, his ability to think critically and to do the things that he did, and Calcit on their side, and everybody else across Terra. They could have found a future together. They could have come to a compromise. But Doctor struggled, and Doctor had so many problems and things going downhill when trying to find a way to cure Amia. And it just drove him mad. And in the end, it cost a lot, including Teresa's life. Though she doesn't blame him, you can see that, you can tell that by her wording and by the way she talks, the way she acts. She doesn't blame Doctor. She understands why he made the choice he did. Just like she understood the Sarkaz making their choice to follow Teresa's into Victoria and stuff like that, when she went and met them and tried to stop the other war, and then Julie and the others ended up following her and stuff like that. She didn't blame them. She understands why people make the choices that they do. She takes that into account, and in a way she prays for them, that they find their own inner peace. And in the end, her parting gift to Doctor was to rid him of his turmoil. Yes, she erased his memory. she got rid of that which held him back so much and gave him the chance to start anew and to find himself, just as he gave Calcit the ability to find herself and her freedom and her life. In the end, she also passed on a very heavy burden to Amia. A very heavy burden to bear. But as we know from playing things in the future, that while she struggles, damn that girl Amia, she has taken up that mantle without a second thought, and she has fought so hard. And it's absolutely amazing to see how far and how strong she's become. And now Doctor, who doesn't have his memory, we see where he's come and what he's doing to help fight for a future with this world for everybody. And we see Doctor as he starts to recover these memories and things, and he starts to learn why Calcit has resentment and stuff against him, and as he starts to learn this past, when he starts to figure this out truly, I think he's going to make the right choice this time. I think this time he's going to make the right choice to fight for Terra's future, to put aside what he wanted to do and what he did and what cost so much, and instead reshape the future the way it should be, to give Terra a chance and to find another way. And there's so many other stories and so many other strands of string that we can follow on here and talk about Ascalon's story and dig into that lore, and we could talk about Theresis and how his ideals and things originally aligned with Teresa and how they eventually grew on a different path and a split. We could talk about other characters and things that happened, but in the end, this is a story of so much. Not just the beginning of Rhodes Island, not just Doctor's amnesia, not just the death of Teresa. This is a story of Terra's past and the prequel to their future. Hopeful future. And a tomorrow that who knows what holds. Sure, that may sound a little poetic and stuff in a way, and this is all stuff off the top of my head. It's not like I've thought of this or rehearsed it in any way or shape or form. I'm just processing and thinking while I'm talking. And I'll leave you guys with this. As you could see throughout these episodes, especially the last 2 and 3 here, that I've had parts that I've gotten a little choked up, and then I've gotten more emotional and I've cried here. And while there are people out there who look at emotion as a weakness or as something to hold them back, I always look at it as a strength. And this is a story of pure and raw emotion. And I am a man who has no fear of his emotion. I have no fear of showing my emotion. I don't find it a weakness. I find it a strength to show your emotion. I find that it takes strength and it takes courage in a lot of cases to feel free to let your emotion go, to feel free to open up, to cry, to show fear, to show any kind of true emotion to people, even around ones you don't even trust or don't really know well. And this was a story of pure emotion, and I am not afraid to cry and to get emotional at a really good story and a really good tale. And this is one of those that really brought out the ugliest in me, so to speak, in terms of my emotion, letting me show it. An ugly cry and feel so many things. But in this story, all of the emotion that contains, the reason that I bring that up, not just talking about my thoughts on why I'm okay with sitting here and crying on camera in front of you guys over this story. It shows my emotional attachment to the characters and things, even ones that I've known for so little, you know? But I keep sucking in my snot instead of blowing it out. It feels horrible and it's disgusting, I know, but I'll continue and get to where I could blow my nose and finish up here. But this is a story of pure emotion, and in it, so many emotions are encapsulated. And not just emotions surrounding the entire story and surrounding our characters and whatnot, but the individual emotions that our characters all feel between sadness and fear and anger and hatred and rage and happiness and hope. Feelings and emotions like these that drive them all and drive them all on different paths. And it's so amazing and so well written. And it just shows how well a good tale feels when it feels real and feels emotional and allows you to immerse yourself or feel and be immersed, while also allowing it to connect with you and resonate with you and feel like you're part of that. And that's what this has done for me, while also encapsulating and holding its own pure emotion throughout the entire story. And maybe that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. To me, it does. Coming off of my head, off the top of my head and coming off my tongue, it makes sense to me. But I'm so happy that I got to experience this. And I look forward to what Yostar and Hypergriff has in the future. I look forward to what more stories they bring out, and I wish this game a lot of success and a long time to come. I don't ever want to see it end, and if it ever comes to an end, I hope and pray that they do some similar things like some other games that I've seen, where they create an offline version, where it has all of the content built into it. And for like a small purchase, you purchase the game and have an offline version that includes everything, and you'll be able to play, even after the servers are shut down. So with that said, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of the Arknights Babel event. And for those of you that experienced it, I hope you were able to feel it the same way that I felt it. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to watch along with me, to deal with my weird voices and things that I do for these characters sometimes. And I do apologize for my part in the second episode where I struggled with my voice just from being ill. But I thank you all so much for watching and allowing me to share this and share my emotion with you over these stories. That being said, that is it for this one, guys. Please like and subscribe, especially if you're new, to help me get out there and help me grow more. That's it for this one, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, Teresa.